Like I said, I'm Kyonian, bitch.
Hello and good evening, Star Trek Starfleet Academy, Season 1, Episode 1 and Episode 2, Kids These Days, and Beta Test have aired, but we're just getting started here on Live Long and Podcast as we begin our mission to watch every episode of Star Trek Starfleet Academy and talk all about it. Whether you're joining us live on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, or catching the audio version whenever you get your audio podcasts, welcome aboard. Welcome to the campus. From the first day of chaos to experimental training programs, the series blends Trek ideals with youthful energy, high-stakes tech, and a campus full of drama. And now here's the guy who still can't get over those 32nd century no nacelles like on their starships. I'm your host, Dave Mader. But I'm not alone. I've got a stellar panel here to break this all down, including the co-founder of Live Long and Podcast, who was at the premiere in Toronto last night. He was hobnobbing, rubbing elbows with Alex Kurtzman and the entire cast. It's Jaemeel Robinson.
Hello, everyone. Great to see you all. Sorry that I'm not going to be here for the entire proceedings of this review, and I apologize for my camera being a hot potato. My hair does look like that, though, so that's not the camera issue.
All good, Jaemeel. We're glad to have you with us, even if it's for a short time, not a long time. A good time, though, hopefully.
Hopefully.
As the song goes. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you. And we got more here, more people to talk all about this. She sees the ethics in every choice and the story in every silence, whether it's a cadet's first moral test or a Federation institution under pressure. She's already unpacking the deeper themes. Our quiz admiral herself. It's Ashley Millard. Hello, Ashley. How are you feeling about Starfleet Academy? Yes.
Oh, are we getting into that already?
Well, high level. Like, maybe one thought before we get through all the intros. But
loved it.
Loved it. Thumbs up. All right. Exciting. Coming in here next, a proud defender of Star Trek Discovery. He's ready to give Starfleet Academy a fair shake. And if it carries the same spirit of bold, ambitious storytelling, he's all in. But if it's just too far into a teen soap opera territory, he'll be the first to sound the red alert. It's Adam Woodward.
That had to be me, because my one negative thing about this whole 2 episodes was episode 2 at 47 minutes. But the rest of it was good. Really,
too many horny early 20-somethings for you.
I think they're younger than that, but yeah.
Well, it depends on who we're talking about. We're going to break it all down. Welcome, Adam, and of course the Mustachio Man himself. He is here as well. Our chief engineer of analysis. He loves the Trek, leans into progressive, boundary-pushing ideas. And if Starfleet Academy wants to challenge the norms and shake up the Federation, he's already applauding from the engine room. It's Chris Worldmind Murphy.
Let's make a fork, guys.
Let's
make a fork. Did you actually laugh at that line?
I did.
Yes, I did. There was a lot I laughed at in this. It's been great. I'm very excited to talk about this.
There was a lot of
all of this.
moments.
Exciting. I'm excited to be with you all tonight. Of course, this is the first and second episodes overall ever. The first episode, Kids These Days, and the second episode, Beta Test, which I didn't really understand the title when they released it the other day, but now that I know it's all about the Betazoids,
Yeah,
it does
they
make
mentioned
sense.
that in the Q&A.
Yeah. Now, Jaemeel, you have not seen episode 2
I've not.
yet. You're only staying till 9, so I think we're going to just maybe high level focus on what we thought of just the first episode by itself.
Sorry, folks. Once I'm gone, have at it. I'll circle back, watch the episode, and watch the rest of the review. So
yeah, we're just going to talk about this first episode, Kids These Days, and then once Jaemeel goes and we kind of run through the first episode, then we'll talk all about the second episode. We might be here for a minute. Ashley likes it. Jaemeel, I don't really know what your opinion is on that first episode. Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it?
So the pilot was piloting. I give a lot of grace to pilots just because there's a lot of things that it has to take care of. Establishing the primary cast, getting the tone of the show, setting the stage for the setting, and kind of setting up some ties, some things that need to be discussed and reviewed during the course of the season. So it did all of that. At the same time, we got to see a lot of interactions that were very positive. I felt when meeting the main cast. That was the best part of it. I wasn't too fond of the action, but the interpersonal interactions I thought was really good. So Caleb and Lar, I think Lar.
Who's Lar?
It's the number one.
You mean the Jem'Hadar woman?
Yes, her name is Laura, I think.
Her name
Laura,
is
Laura.
Laura Thok.
Yeah, Laura. Yeah, those two I think were standouts. The doctor was, comforting to see him again interacting with folks. So I thought it was a decent pilot. I need to see more, which I believe the second episode would display that. But I thought I liked it.
Yeah, you liked it. I agree with you that Laura Thok, the Jem'Hadar, the cadet master, number one, she definitely was a standout for me. But I liked the whole cast. I thought that the cast was good. I didn't find any of them annoying. There was no Irish insect man living inside of a head or whatever like we had in the Section 31 movie. So that was an improvement. Ashley, I know you loved it. Was there anything in particular in this first episode that stood out to you?
Oh, Paul Giamatti.
Giamatti.
What an incredible job he did. I absolutely love the way he acted it. It was so good. It's such a good Star Trek villain just from the very beginning.
Interesting how he interacted with Holly Hunter in this as well, and some of their dialogue and some of their just the way they did the scenes and everything else. That was kind of fun. Adam, where are you standing right now on the first episode? I think that
to start with, the storyline actually was pretty compelling right off the bat. It was like I was all in. I was in that was very, very good. That opening scene with the young kid and the mom. The kid was a little weak. I'll give that. Like the young one, but I was impressed with that whole opening. It was very un-Star Trek-like start. So I was kind of, what's going to happen next? And you're right. Paul Giamatti never disappoints, but he was fantastic in this role. Mm-hmm. And I agree with Jaemeel too. I do like the characters. I think they did a great story, great opening with them. They got good screen time. They didn't bring in, yet aside from the doctor, they didn't bring anybody else in from the past.
Well, not in the first episode. I guess in the second episode we get.
No, but even when they brought the other one in, it's not overpowering. It's perfect. Like it's not like they're not trying to take the show over with the old cast members.
No, yeah, I guess we had Vance. Admiral Vance is a legacy character,
but again, very brief in the first one.
He's pretty brief, and he's not really in the second one that much either. Like he's kind of a side character.
But it was good to see him because I didn't think we were going to see him again.
Yeah. Although I would love if he had people from the past that he worked with on working with him again on this show. But, unfortunately, Mr. Michael Chan has not received
We
that
was
call.
trying-
I was gonna say, where's Lieutenant Chan? We need Lieutenant Chan in the background here.
Of course. Now,
He's in
Chris was-
headquarters.
he's at Federation headquarters. He's waiting for Admiral Vance to give him an order of
And I
some
guess we're
kind.
waiting
He was
for,
the
Tilly to show
one
up.
sending the message from headquarters.
He was like, "Come home. Come to Federation headquarters, where the real action is, Admiral. Get out of that campus." Yeah, and of course, well, Chris, I want to get to you too. I want to. Was this show everything you hoped it would be?
Honestly, I wasn't sure what I was hoping out of this show. I felt like this show was going to be kind of a sleeper hit. Everyone was going to poo-poo it. Everyone was going to make their jokes, their 90210 jokes and such. And rightfully so. On the surface, it seemed like it was going to be Star Trek 90210. In reality, we get a far better, more compelling show than I even thought we were going to get. And I think it's going to be potentially one of the better Star Trek series and modern series that we will get to enjoy.
That's
that
really
we have
early
in
to
some
say
time.
that.
Also, I don't know why comparing it to 90210 is supposed to be an insult. 90210 was a huge fucking deal in its time. It was a massive hit.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh no, it might be the Gilmore Girls of Star Trek.
Oh,
It's
now
like-
you're
That
getting.
was also
Just
a
they're
massive hit in its
over their
time,
tears, like their bundles of money. They're like, oh no.
right?
Yeah, Paramount would be
exactly what
dismayed
people,
to have this show.
Wanted, right? But like, it's still a compelling narrative. Like, say what you will about 90210, about Gilmore Girls, they do what they did very well, and that's why they're remembered. It's not like this is Savannah, Star Trek Savannah, right?
Yes.
Where it's just endless melodrama, open doors to like gates of hell or something like that. It's
Star
still,
Trek Degrassi Junior High. The next generation.
Right.
Just to throw
It's
it on.
this honestly, the show it came out swinging strong. The opening introduction to the character of Caleb, it was compelling. It was brief, but it was brief enough just to get you hooked into his mindset and how he's going into Starfleet, and his sort of distrust with everything, and it's got strong Prodigy vibes in a sense, where you have this sort of brash, roguish character trying to buck the Starfleet system and do his own thing, but still following in line and becoming a better, person for it. And I'm interested to see this journey. And the first two episodes were pretty strong, in my opinion.
Well, and
So-
it's interesting you mentioned that with the protagonist Caleb here. Like, both episodes directed by Alex Kurtzman, and the first episode written by Gaia Violo, and the second episode written by Noga Landau and Jane Maggs. But assuming, as a showrunner of the show, Kurtzman has a massive influence on this. And I'm watching this and I'm like, oh, I can't help but see the parallels to Star Trek 2009, the Chris Pine James Kirk version, the rebel who's kind of brought to Starfleet Academy sort of unwillingly, or sort of, is recruited by this this
dare
captain.
you.
I dare you to do better. Was kind of
It was
the
a
thing.
This show it felt like a turducken of Star Trek. It just like from different films and iterations with the musical cues from like old Trek, even to like just sort of plot setup similar to like Prodigy and modern Trek. It's a turducken of Star Trek storyline telling, and they're doing it in an effective way. And I'm really excited to see where they take this series.
I think it throws in some Easter eggs, like Lord X. Like, it just has some stuff in there that they just
Look at the
kinda
background
slip in.
carefully enough, and you're gonna see something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with this show also being about a school, the Starfleet Academy we saw in that 2009 movie, but I was also getting, even like shows or movies, I guess, like Harry Potter, you got like the older teachers and the younger students. I guess even was not Looney Tunes, Tiny Toons was kind of a
Tiny
similar.
Toons, yeah.
Where you got the Tiny
We're
Toons
tiny.
going to Acme University.
Toony, we're all a little loony.
Yeah. We're all a little loony, of course.
But you know what? and just the Dave, I know we like to talk about, actually not just you, but we like to talk about the ships as characters, and this is definitely a character.
Yes,
Oh,
much more than any of the other shows. I guess I would put Strange New Worlds kind of a different category because that was already the Enterprise, and they didn't, like I feel like on Strange New Worlds, the Enterprise does a good job of feeling like a character. This one, compared to Discovery, which was a ship I struggled with at times to relate to as like a hero ship. This one more so, I'm more on board with. I hate the detached nacelles, but whatever. It's the 32nd century. Get with the 32nd century, soon to be the 33rd century, quite frankly, at this point.
But do you not feel that it at least in this respect makes sense? Because why are they going to have the nacelles still attached as it plants itself in San Francisco?
This ship, more than any other ship, I agree with you.
Okay.
It fits.
But I love the atrium and the 2 levels. And I've got fun facts around this, but I'll share one with you now. And Jaemeel, you might know this one. But this is the biggest set they've ever had for a Star Trek.
More than Deep Space Nine.
Movie.
Yeah. Bigger than the DS9 set.
Because DS9 had a massive set compared to any of the other shows.
Yeah. From what I've heard, this is bigger than the DS9 set.
And it's interesting that they can, like, it can go to space and it can also be on the planet. So they don't have.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get to it too, but this is episode 1, so Jaemeel, I don't have a hard time sharing this one too. But I did like the action scenes, and I like the battle scene, and I like the walls coming in on the kids. Like, I remember, Dave, we were sort of, thinking what the show could be, and I actually said, coming back to Wrath of Khan, where that cadet, all the cadets got blown up with Khan, attacking the Enterprise. It was a little like that. A little bit.
It was a bit like that as well. All the greatest hits, the turducken that Chris has been kind of alluding to.
Trek Duckin.
The Trek
Duckin.
There we go. The uniforms, although they're largely from the Discovery era, or a lot of them are carryovers from Discovery. I guess the cadet uniforms in particular are kind of new, and there were some other kind of variants we saw. I like the cadet uniforms a lot.
I don't like the boots. I don't like the boots.
Yeah, okay. Like, not every uniform has to have boots, but like the current production era, like this Kurtzman regime, they like boots. They think Starfleet officers wear boots at all times, no matter what. So unless they're what's her name, Holly Hunter's character, who sometimes wears no shoes, boots or nothing else, which we'll talk about that.
Given the only feet
she
bands,
should have slippers right by the thing that she could just slip on, just kick off.
You don't want to be wearing boots when you're curling up in your captain's chair.
Yeah.
No, you do. We got a comment here from our friend of the channel, EJR. He says, I came to the show with more of an open mind, and it was better than I expected, he says. I actually thought when it focused more on the school part, I liked it better.
Listen, so I think we have every right to be skeptical about this. Many people didn't love Discovery. I did. I thought it was good. But we had the movie last year. How about now? Section 31, right? It was awful. And then we had Strange New Worlds, which,
season 3,
as you all know, disappointed the hell out of me. This was a nice surprise, nice start.
I think the highest praise of this show is from our own Jody Simpson, where he watched it and his only complaints were of 2 characters in the show, and he, of all people, would probably be the most poo-poo of anyone out of watching this. And he was, and he has been, but even he was like, it's pretty good aside from.
And he's wrong about that, by the way.
And he is wrong about that character. Yeah, absolutely.
He didn't like the Klingon, right?
He didn't like the Klingon, and he didn't like Sam. He hates Klingons.
He's racist against Klingons.
He doesn't like Klingons.
Exactly.
He likes Kalar.
Never liked them. Never will.
For a different
Trust him.
reason.
Don't believe him.
Don't believe him. Don't trust him. Let them die. All those things.
It's Jody. I will say that having met the cast, Caleb, who's played by Sandra Rosta, who is an Ontario boy.
Is he?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. He is you could tell in person why he was cast in that role, because the dude is tall and he is very bishy. He's very good looking, well groomed individual.
Dude, his muscles are insane.
Insane.
What the fuck?
They don't look real.
How do you get such muscles on the road with no
Ask him that
food?
question.
What is
Yeah.
his tricep exercise?
and
I
lifting
need to
heavy.
know. I need to know what his tricep
Living in
exercise
jails and
is.
scrounging for whatever he can and everything else. Like
Yeah.
I think the only thing like too is because I like him as this protagonist, but he's almost like he's too much of a man. I'm like, you're not a kid. Like you're supposed to, I get he's like not 18.
21.
He's supposed to be like
He's
21.
21.
He's a fully
Too
matured.
much of a man.
He's too much of a man. He's
Please
He's
clip
much
that.
taller than Dax. He's too much-
Eamon is 23. My son is 23. And this like I'm like holy like I'm like Eamon's still like a boy to me, but like this guy is younger than Eamon, and I'm like he's a
He's a
man.
man, Dave. I want you
He's
to say it again.
Yeah.
Well, listen, he's
Um,
been out on his own. He's seen some stuff. He's had to grow up fast.
Yeah,
Which
he's
is
slept
great,
in
which is a
dumpsters and
great-
he's gotten beaten up.
And I
Yeah.
think if anything has proven to us that in the future people age faster, it's Picard season 3. I mean, he was 41 and was supposed to be like 20. So
It's the other way around. I think Picard was supposed to be like in his 50s, but Patrick Stewart was only 40.
no, the son.
Oh, the
son.
son.
He's-
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. His 18-year-old, 35-year-old son, whatever he was. Yeah.
49-year-old, 23-year-old son. Yeah.
Right. There was nothing that egregious here. Like I'm like, okay, I believe that they're all roughly the same age. We'll talk about all the different characters, but like Jaemeel, before you have to go, is there anything else about the cast you can tell us or about just being around them last night?
The cast, majority of the cast, I should say, that was there, which was Jaden, Caleb, what's her name? The Beta Z. Sorry, I haven't met her yet.
Oh,
Oh,
Tarima Sadal. Zoe Steiner plays her.
Yeah, Zoe
Yes,
Steiner.
Zoe Steiner was there, as well as
Bella Shepherd?
Darren? Darren was also there. So no Genesis. Holly Hunter wasn't there. Paul Giamatti did not appear, unfortunately, but we did get the Doctor. Who
go
was
to
the
everything.
star?
He goes to
Who was the
everything.
star of the show?
I feel like Robert Picardo is just like permanently living in Toronto.
Feels like that. Yeah. It's like, and then even the World Series, he was like kind of cheering for the Blue Jays despite being from Los Angeles. You think he'd
Yeah,
go
he
for the
was like in a
Dodgers.
Can't help
hotel
it.
room next to them.
You're in town, you get swept up with the energy. But like the principal cast was spent the entire time talking with the public in the reception area the entire time. So once the show ended at around, I think it was 8 something, till minutes to 11, they were there talking to people and they did not leave at all. Right. And I know they're new to this. A good portion of them are new to like a big role, and they've really embraced talking with whomever they can talk about the show. They seemed very excited about it. So,
Jaemeel, where was it?
it was at the TIFF Lightbox. So,
Nice.
yeah, I'll
Yeah,
shoot
well,
some
like-
pictures. I'm sorry I didn't send it previously, but it was a good time. Thankfully, I was invited by my dear friend, and yeah, there was an energy about it. A lot of people. I didn't hear a single negative comment about the pilot at all.
It's great.
People cheered, people clapped at the end. I saw people get a hold of Kurtzman and have some positive words sent his way. So
Come here, Kurtzman. I want to give you a compliment.
For once.
For once. No.
he's like, "What? Oh, you like it? Okay,
Yeah. He's so gun shy. All
Yes.
right.
all right."
I
All
know
of
you got to
you
go. So,
enjoy the rest of the review, and I'll circle back. I probably will agree. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to watch a show. This might be the first Star Trek show I watch with my daughter, so I'm excited about that too.
Excellent. Okay, well, I release you, sir. I will try to catch up for your call as soon as I get out of here. So
I will try not to. I'm going to leave the studio, not end the stream.
don't end the stream, please.
Yes. Leave studio.
Just close your browser. That would
Close
be fine.
browser.
Yeah, I did that one time and it was really catastrophic.
No, I did it multiple times, so that's why I'm not allowed. Okay,
Yeah, both
but
of you. All right. Well, good day, sir. Okay. Well, now that Jameel's gone, I think maybe we can jump into episode 1, just everything we saw, and talk all about it, and then move on to episode 2. I have about 2,000 screenshots between these 2 episodes, so
Okay.
let's not dwell on any one for too long.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Now, the first thing I just wanted to talk about from the episode was we got a new
Love
sequence here for the 60th anniversary, showing all the ships, starting with the original Enterprise, which then morphs into the Enterprise A from the movies, the Enterprise D, the Defiant, Voyager, the NX-01 Enterprise, Discovery, and finally the Strange New Worlds version of the Enterprise, original Enterprise, before turning into the USS Athena, which then closes it out, and we get the new 60 Star Trek year for the 60th anniversary this year. So that is everything.
13-minute opening here in 2. It was a
Before we don't get the credits proper in this episode either. Like we just get a title card, and then we'll talk about the credits that we do get for episode 2. But we start here in space, looking at all these amazing views of space. I think it starts with a voiceover by Holly Hunter, talking about everything else and how everything was changed, alluding to the burn, kind of explaining everything that, if you didn't watch Discovery, they're kind of explaining that the Federation was going on all ways, and then what the burn destroyed warp drive and kind of set back interstellar travel for like 150 years. And they don't get
how
too
they showed this and yada yada out of it. They didn't sit too much on Discovery. They're just like, this is what happened, and if you know, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, they didn't need to sit on it too much, because if you really want to know more and you haven't watched Discovery, just go and watch that season of Discovery and you'll find out all the things.
Exactly. But making sure that if you've never seen Discovery, just a little bit of background here, and then we start here on this planet that I think we get a caption here 15 years ago. This is Caleb and his mother, and this will become seems to be like the main storyline or focus. He seems to be the main protagonist amongst the characters, other than Holly Hunter herself. So we see that they're in this jail, detention center, looking up, and they dream of going to Earth one day as part of what their discussion is. They're a couple of humans post-burn. She talks about Paul Giamatti's character. Yeah, he's got a creepy bear. Paul Giamatti, how he
Pirates, Caleb.
Yeah, I was like, that bear is going to blow up or kill you. But that they needed food, and Paul Giamatti's character, he said he could get it, but he didn't tell her how he was going to get it, basically by killing people to get food, Starfleet people. And that's when they're kind of brought away from the cell here, and brought to their hearing.
I just had a thought. Is that the same teddy bear toy thing that was in Section 31 that they used to make a bomb out of?
Well, maybe. I have only watched it the once.
Remember that?
I thought that was a doll. Wasn't that like a girl's doll in that?
I thought it was a weird talking Teddy Ruxpin style doll thing, and I'm wondering if it's the same one, because that would be kind of the wild connection if it was.
The eyes tell you all. Those eyes are evil.
The exact same one, but you would think that they would exist. There'd be it's not a one-off. There'd be a run of them.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's not the same one, but similar. Also, I want to say the opening of this, a single mother with a child with the same initials as my own, it hit home for me. I was already hooked at this point in the show. I was like, okay, I'm in.
Oh yeah, you have the same CM. You do have the same.
Yeah,
and
I
we
just
see
wish
here
I had as developed traps as this young man gets. Jeez.
Start working on it.
Yeah. So we're here at the Federation outpost Pikaru on
Pikachu.
Pikachu. This is 15 years prior to the main event. So this is around, I guess, 3177 or so. We see Paul Giamatti's brought in with this shock collar thing on. Doesn't seem very Starfleet regulation, but you know,
right. It's very like, this doesn't quite feel Starfleet the way this legal proceeding is going down. But at the same time, you can tell Paul Giamatti is having the time of his life.
He sure
He's
is.
waited his entire life to portray a role like this in Star Trek, and he is eating up every moment of it.
And I previously said I go ahead.
But let's remember, this is post-burn Starfleet, so it's a different Starfleet. This is a Starfleet where these guys are obviously from that war school, the War Academy or whatever. Like this
My
is
other big question.
This is a very different Starfleet post-burn. And I don't think we saw a lot of this in Discovery.
We did not. It seemed like, that Starfleet, like the way it was portrayed in Discovery was like, oh, that Starfleet, while small, had tried its best to hold on to its ideals and had not sacrificed those things. But maybe that's not quite the same story that we're getting here.
Right.
It's more complicated here. Like Caleb will go on to say, well, in the second episode to the Betazoid woman, that Federation's the villain of my story too. And comes out. Then we see Holly Hunter's character comes in here, wearing that uniform that was more like the season 1, or I guess season 3 of Discovery, like the first season that they were in, the 32nd century variant. That's now more of a base. I guess it's also worn by the officers of the base, but she's wearing the comm badge from the first couple seasons of Discovery as well. Anyway, and so Paul Giamatti, he gets sentenced to go to some kind of more like a prison, for a certain amount of times. He'll escape, I guess. Whereas Caleb's
Basically
mother,
the rest of his life, for felony murder of a Starfleet officer.
Felony murder. Whereas Caleb's mother, she thought she had made a deal here. Like she had actually maybe had led to Paul Giamatti's, capture. But she, the Starfleet's not too happy with her, and so the Federation's going to send her to a rehabilitation camp.
Yes, so she's an accomplice to a felony murder of a Starfleet officer. So it's like,
which Paul Giamatti finds hilarious in all this, and they're going to take her away. And this is definitely a commentary, I think, on like separating parents from children. I think with the immigration stuff in the States and like different examples of this, and they get separated here. Her mother is taken off. It's like such a dramatic. I get this is post burn, but like to do it in front of the kid like this, and like it's just kind of weird.
It very much sets it up like the Federation is not wholly the good guy in this story. The Federation is very much, an entity of greater power that is incriminating this kid's mom. And the way this whole scene goes out, the kid plays it very I don't want to say starstruck, I guess, but dumbstruck in a way, but he's just so what's happening, and I think that's probably leans into the weaker acting that Adam had pointed out earlier. And honestly, it was the weakest part of the show because the kid didn't seem totally invested in the fact that his mom was being ripped away. He was just kind of like,
Yeah. Oh yeah, he'll be a ward of the Federation, we're told, moving forward. His mother screams, "Don't trust them! Don't ever trust them!" When they come out here. Now, the Federation has always been an analogy for the United States in Star Trek. So I think definitely like that's part of what's being portrayed here. Although it's supposed to be a more idealistic version, I guess, of the United States, or of it as it once was. Before the dark times that we are in now, but they're incorporating some of that. Paul Giamatti saying to Caleb, like, "Hold on to that anger, kid, that hatred towards me. Keep you warm at night." And we see that Holly Hunter's character very torn up about this. She doesn't like this. She goes to see Caleb and talks about, taking him to school, I think, and trying to intervene here.
You'll be a part of our Federation Orphan Program, young
Yes.
child. I didn't separate from your mother and
Hopefully they have
steal you.
blankets for their children.
Yeah.
Yes. And he gets her to go get his bear that he left in the other room, but then she realizes that he stole her comm badge. So this will be a big thing about Caleb's character, even going back to when he's 6 years old, is that he's very technologically adept. He can figure out things. He can hack things, break the rules when it suits him.
Which a little ridiculous, because at the best, when I was 6 years old, I might have been playing with G.I. Joes or something. I don't think I would have been able to figure out security panels and know that I needed a captain's comm badge to get out. But sure.
So,
sure.
I feel like we are not being told the whole story with his mom. And him doing this is one of the reasons why I believe this, but also Paul Giamatti's laughing reaction in that whole courtroom scene also leads me to believe that she is not as innocent as she is portraying herself to be. I don't believe that she was just an unknowing accomplice. I think she knew what was going on. And her and Paul Giamatti's character are playing it off that she didn't know, because I believe that she spent his first 6 years of his life training him to do this.
You may be well right. That could be, we only know 2 scenes about his mother so far, right?
Yeah.
Only what we saw in this very brief opening here. But
she's into astrology and secret codes.
Yes.
And she's managed, we find out in the second episode that she's managed to escape prison, which means she's not just an innocent human that didn't know where this food was coming from. There's so much.
She hasn't tried to contact her son either. That seems to be the other thing we take.
Right. I think this is going to play a big part in his story moving forwards. I think he is going to discover that she's not as innocent as he believed she was, and it's going to come down to a choice between her and Starfleet.
Yeah. So we come here 15 years later on the Virilic penal colony on Toroth. And this is where we're gonna catch up with adult Caleb, 21-year-old Caleb, who's now on a prison transport, looking pretty messed up here. We see his criminal record, tying it together that he's that same kid we just saw escape from Holly Hunter. And these guards, I guess, decide that they want to beat him up because he's not answering them enough or something. So
are you awake? Are you alive over there?
You're alive over there.
They have pain sticks.
They do have pain sticks. At first, I thought they were like just humans, but they seem to have some kind of interesting goatee that makes them aliens. What's up here? Aggressively relaxing 155. He's about to watch episode 2. I personally love the new generation living up to the values the culture claimed to have. Theme. Need the outfits. We need these outfits in Star Trek Online. Well, hey, I won't argue with you there. So. Definitely those cadet uniforms.
Extra outfits in Star Trek Online.
I have them all. So
he's got the entire collection.
I do. I have variants too. Anyway, Caleb kind of he strikes this whole prison break on the shuttle. He feigns like he's injured. Then he gets the jump on the guards. Then he bites a guy's ear off. Then he fights them all across the shuttle. The action of it all. He gets this guy in the balls with a pain stick. Uses his face to open a force field.
This was the best action scene of the episode, in my opinion. This was really good. He managed to handle all these guys in a manner that seemed fitting. It wasn't too long. It was just quick enough. The pushing the guy through the force field and opening it that way was really brilliant, because you don't see enough of that in Star Trek. There's always the touch the force field and leave it alone or whatever. Him pushing it through and short-circuiting it was a brilliant way. And then having to hijack the ship, and then he does hijack the ship, and then he's gonna wrestle with the other guy, and then the ship goes unstable and starts flying at a high G's, so it looks like they're in one of those gravity force circus.
The Gravitrons.
Yeah, the gravitrons, exactly.
Yeah.
So they're like stuck to the wall until it hits something and it throws their gravity the other way and they slam against the ground. Like it was all really well done. Best action scene in the episode.
Yeah, here you see them all on the ceiling of the shuttle while it's going around and around. And he's trying to contact his mother throughout the whole scene, like trying to use the subspace radio to get a hold of her.
You quickly realize that he clearly got himself captured so he could get close to this planet where he believes his mother is still imprisoned. And he's just doing a prison break.
And just when he thinks he's free and clear here, he's maybe gonna get away. They get because he can't find his mother here. He then gets the tractor beam comes up and Starfleet apprehends him here, which he's not happy about.
I don't know if it's Starfleet that
It's not
apprehends him
Starfleet.
or
It's the
it's these aliens, these Koroth. Okay,
yeah.
So they pull him in, but they have a treaty with the Federation, so that's why they're going to go with this. Anyway, then we get that's our whole teaser. That's our whole background here before we get the actual open, title. Baby. That's the cold open. So very Caleb focused and Holly Hunter focused, I suppose. So then we go to Bajor, a little planet called Bajor, looking pretty nice here. 900 years later. Holly Hunter running a school here, serving ice cream to young children.
One's Orion. I can't quite depict the other kid. How many?
I would say human.
Human.
That kid has jaundice.
Yeah, I was gonna say jaundice if he's human. If not, he's gonna be some other alien species.
The color tinting of the scene is, I think, affecting his.
It was a little hard to tell, right?
Yeah, I think they've gone very yellow here. Anyway, so she's serving ice cream to young kids. This is the 15 years later, and
which one of you stole it? Confess to stealing the ice creams, and then you can have ice creams.
The Little Blooms Early Education Center, as it's known. And then Admiral Vance, we know him. He shows up. And Holly Hunter knows him. This is that they have this long-standing friendship, and she's happy to see him. So that's nice.
Admiral Vance looking great with the gray hair.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't smile. I don't like his smile. He isn't. I like him.
You like it when he frowns.
Yes.
That's more admiral of him to do so. And never forget, Michael Chan told us under those pants he's wearing a thong. So so he's here to tell Holly Hunter, we're reopening Starfleet Academy on Earth because after the burn, Starfleet Academy moved the Federation left Earth, and so did Starfleet Academy because it was such a target.
You really see how tiny she is.
Oh yeah. And like when she's acting against Caleb, who's like 8 feet tall, it's like something.
Yeah, she looks like a child.
Yeah.
I just want to point out the lackluster ice cream cones in this scene. Like, look at that ice cream cone. Where's the ice cream? It's all cone.
You already ate it.
Yeah.
I mean, did he already eat it? It's every ice cream cone we saw in the scene was exactly the same. There was no mound of ice cream. They were all little cups. They were all cone. It was like a butter tart of an ice cream cone.
Weak sauce, if you ask me. Anyway, he offers her the chancellor of the new Starfleet Academy on Earth. And she at this point she's not in Starfleet anymore. She's a disgraced captain who resigned and etc. And she's not too interested in the gig. She hears him out, but he and she says no. But ultimately, she's able to convince him. He's able to convince her.
Well, I think basically we found Caleb.
It's all because of Caleb, and Caleb was the reason she left Starfleet. So this whole storyline kind of coming back together here. Because she didn't agree with the decision, but she carried out the orders she was given. And Admiral Vance admits he was wrong about giving her that order back then to get put the mother in prison or whatever. So with that here, and knowing that they found Caleb, she decides, okay, I am going to do this. So she's going to leave Bajor. So we go to the penal facility that Caleb's being held in on Toroth. Holly Hunter in her leather outfit here. Looking like she's ready for a bar fight. Aggressively relaxing says the ear bite was wild. Then they broke out the future muzzle that was as a button. Yeah, the Hannibal Lecter muzzle they throw onto Caleb here. because I would see him with his muscles in all their glory.
He looks like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
He does. He does look like a Mortal Kombat character.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Get over here.
Yeah, he's not too happy to see her. He doesn't have good memories of her.
I feel like his reaction to seeing her was a little subdued. I feel like, I don't know, if I was a person that was ripped from my mother 15 years ago and I saw the judge all of a sudden after being imprisoned, I would be like wide-eyed and a little more furious than he was. He does
go right
subdued.
up to her here. He does get it right in her face, and she does seem a little bit maybe intimidated by his size.
He does look gigantic in this scene. He really does.
Yeah,
huge compared to her. And talks about her mother having escaped. Like, he doesn't have this information. They don't know where she is, but she also explains that if we leave you here with these aliens, they're going to cut off all your fingers, then your hands, then you're going to have to shovel with nubs, and don't even try wiping your butt after. That's going to be completely off the table. So this was kind of like like what I was alluding to earlier with like the 2009 scene, the Bruce Greenwood, Chris Pike, and the Chris Pine, James Kirk, who were like, I dare you to do better. Come join Starfleet, and I can get you out of this. So then all of a sudden we jump over, and now we're heading to Starfleet. We're heading to the Academy. We see now Holly Hunter in a Starfleet uniform, looking at her personnel files for her new crew. We got Caleb here, her under her charge. He's, I don't remember the specifics of the dialogue, but
she was basically saying you need to get a
haircut.
Regulation
you're gonna have to
haircut.
get
A
a
regulation
regulation haircut with a uniform, and he's like, nobody's touching my hair.
No one's
It's too
touching
long
my
and
hair.
curly
Well,
and
guess what? They can just throw you through a door now, and you'll have a haircut all of a sudden. Anyway, then he gets to see the ship for the first time, and we all do. The reveal of the Athena that we get, which like I don't. Okay, like detach nacelles aside, like it's a decent looking ship. It's big and bulky and heavy. Yeah, I do like the atrium with you.
There's a lot of sections to it. It
Mhm.
feels like the core of the ship is this center bit, and everything else is just sort of ancillary to it.
Yes, I agree.
Even though all of it is a ship, and I'm hoping throughout the season we get to explore these different portions of the ship. Right now, like, it feels like we've gotten, the command deck. We've gotten, I'm gonna call it the atrium for lack of a better term, where it's like, everybody stands and they listen to the great speeches. This would be, I consider, the atrium, I guess.
Mhm.
And then there's, and then there's, I guess, like a cafeteria-esque, but I'm hoping there's like, I hope
you
we
get
get
a
to
few classrooms.
Yeah, a few classrooms and stuff, and I'm hoping we get to expand upon it with like an engineering section. Explore the nacelles, explore maybe more of a medical, wing, explore wings of the ship, levels of the ship. I hope episodes get to do that while they explore their education of Starfleet in the same manner, and it's not all just in the lounge area with a tree around the center, this basic bit, because I feel like we have to
right
take
now,
Taro class
when they're on
right?
Earth, like in San Francisco, they're on the ground in this section.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It seems like the main meeting room.
And this is the other thing: if they're on Earth, we should have field missions where they're around different portions of Earth. They could be in Spain, in the mountains of Spain, having to do some sort of like away mission training or something like that.
They could be on the moon.
They could be on the moon. They could be anywhere within the solar system of Earth that's relatively close to explore these away mission types, and don't keep us within this very fancy, very oppressive, large set that they're probably going to use a lot. But like, you're on Earth, there's a ton of outdoor locations you could go to. Don't keep us indoors all the time, please.
For sure.
They don't do that though a lot, given the fact that they shoot in on Earth, but in Toronto. Like,
Once we finally get inside the ship, we meet Laura Thok. Is that her? Like Laura Thok, the part Klingon, part Jem'Hadar first officer of the Athena, played by Gina Yasher, who meets the captain. I guess they don't know each other prior to this, but they're going to be working together, and they come along. Caleb is being a little bit disrespectful, looking around, like he leaves his bag on the ground and gets in kind of a thing where she's disciplining him, like, who let you say you could put your stuff on the ground, coming at him Full Metal Jacket style, making him do push-ups and everything else. And then Holly Hunter just kind of looking like, oh, you stepped in it now, you better do what the XO says.
200 push-ups and 20 hours latrine duty.
Yeah, I like her. She's a fun character so far. I thought she should have made him do all the push-ups and clean the latrines and all these other things she said she was going to make him do. And then she kind of like backs down when he sucks at push-ups. No, make him do the push-ups.
There's no way he sucks at push-ups.
There's no way this guy sucks at push-ups.
We're just assuming that in between the scenes of them talking, he did about 150 push-ups out of the 10 that he did on screen.
Exactly.
Yeah, or his bag is very heavy.
It was a great way to introduce the Klingon, though.
Yeah, so we get Jaden's introduction. What's his name here? Jaden. Oh, God. Jaden Cragg, a Klingon cadet, aspiring medical officer. And, a lot of dreadlocks and, took 5 hours to put his makeup on, apparently, and everything else. So she gets him to put like the bag on Caleb's back. But this is a kind of a way of not just introducing the Jaden character, but also, making a friendship here between Caleb and Jaden, establishing. Like, I get the impression that like Jaden is going to be like Caleb's best friend, sort of thing, his confidant, moving forward. And these two Klingons, they need to go get regulation haircuts, so that's what they kind of get ordered to do next. After the push-ups are done, they're not looking like officers, I suppose, in their mind. So they're ordered to get up there and get their hair taken off. So then they move up to the area here. There's this other uniform that they're wearing too, like it's different than the one Holly Hunter has on with this stripe on. I don't really understand why you wear this one sometimes and the other one at other times yet. But
I wonder if that's like the professor uniform when they're not like also active Starfleet.
Maybe, or maybe it's like,
what was that character's name of this species in Discovery?
Linus.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy has different coloring, but he was interesting. And then he goes,
"Killed me that name."
I love Linus.
Yeah, me too. The other thing I thought was interesting that they've introduced in this show is that, you can be like a cadet that's like, in the command or operations or sciences field. But then there's also
Dave. Pick your division.
Pick your division now, but you don't have to pick it right now. You can be undeclared. And this idea that you can, pick later.
I just want to say, I was a little disappointed with this Linus scene. It's obviously not Linus. It's supposed to be same species, but like, super CGI'd head much. Like, it felt very like it was floated on and attached to the body. It's hard to tell with these screenshots. In a screenshot, it looks fine, but in motion and in practical motion, it looked very like his head was kind of doing this one.
Why is he wearing gloves? Is the other weird thing here for me, but
because it's easier to CGI a head than it is on hands.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so they go through the thing, and so they basically just have to walk through a door to get their uniform here. And so Caleb goes through, and his long hair and his sweatiness are all gone. He's all cleaned up. He's in a fresh uniform, and his beautiful hair, they've taken it away. He's not too impressed with this. And Jaden has also been given, a regulation haircut. So good for him. Now he's in the Sciences Blue.
Yeah, his hair is pulled back a little. It's a little neater.
Yes.
Still long, though.
Still long. You're allowed to have long hair, it seems.
If you're Klingon. Or
a woman, I suppose. Anyway, so then they have to go see the doctor. This is the Robert Picardo's introduction into the episode where he's giving all like the
Physicals.
the physicals and the vaccines. Again, like this is what Kurtzman loves to do, like kind of in 2009 with McCoy, you know, giving you the cure for numb tongue and all this kind of stuff and all the crazy diseases you can catch in space. Caleb comes through and he has what, like worms or something, like parasites living inside of him?
A parasitic lungworm or something like that. He's like, what species did you come in contact?
Yeah.
But it's in his digestive system, apparently.
Yeah, right. He's like, you've been cured. Let me know how your poops be in the next 3 weeks.
Actually, don't. He even did the gag there too, where he was like tricorder, medical tricorder, and like, you know, call back to Voyager and all these things. He gives them all the, you know, Robert Carter I thought was very good.
Subtle action. It's like there's these little subtle moments of comedy that actually keep this being entertaining that I'm super into.
Yeah, this was very funny, and I was into it too.
Yeah, do you remember on the cruise when he was talking about this?
Yes, like he was talking about the show, right?
They just finished shooting it.
Yeah, they had just wrapped on the final episode. Yeah, when we did the cruise a year ago. Yeah, and you know, he
swallowed my comm badge.
Already? Yeah. This is funny. Then we catch up with the captain and first officer as they head to the bridge. We see the bridge of the Athena. It's very much a
Looks like a diner.
A lot like the Discovery Bridge.
Yeah, a little bit more well lit.
Like a diner.
Got a lot of chrome.
I think I would like to go there for a dinner.
Yes.
Like, I don't know
Yeah,
if it's. Cool. It feels so different than other bridges, but consistent with this era, I guess. Anyway, we meet. The other thing they do that I think was a good job was that they introduced these bridge officer characters in a more satisfying way for me than they did in Discovery, where some of them we didn't learn their names for like until season 3, you know, Detmer and the rest of them. You know, and we meet. I haven't learned their names yet.
Absolutely,
I haven't learned any of these people's names by heart yet, but I felt like they were real characters. They worked on the bridge. They had jobs. Like I understood what their roles were, you know, and got some interesting looking aliens along the way too.
They feel okay. It seems like there's a plethora of aliens and background characters in this show. To some degree, we don't know some of these species. No. I mean, this is obviously Becky Lynch, professional wrestler species. You know,
this species I don't know. I don't know what.
Yeah, right. Like I don't recognize this species at all, or this species.
No, but that's okay. And a couple of humans along the comm badge. The new comm badge looks like it would be used to fix divots on the golf course, but that's okay. I like it better than the old one. And then
I like the comm badge when I realized that it was more of a design based off the actual ship that they're in. I was like, okay, I get it now.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like the ship.
It's up to you. Anyway, so she's taking the command of the ship for the first time. She's adjusting the chair up and down. That was kind of funny.
It was a funny scene, yeah.
Yeah, just getting settled in with the new ship. Things like that, you know, talking with her crew. She gives a speech to the entire, you know, all the cadets.
This is very motion picture-ish.
Yes.
We see the cadet uniforms a little bit more fully fleshed out. They do have the skirts and they have the skants for the men, if you wish one. As well.
They brought the skants back. It only took them, what, like 25 years?
Or 1,000, really, if you think about it. So, So anyway, she's giving the speech about this is great. We see Sam is the other character we kind of see in passing here. Caleb, not happy to be here. Like everyone else is kind of enthusiastic and excited, but not him. He doesn't, you know, he's kind of along the right. He's playing this out to try to find his mother.
Oh, wait. Don't move. I just want to see some of the names here.
Oh yeah, this wall. Okay. My biggest thing I don't like about this wall is not that they've included these names, but that they've included the ranks. Like why? But anyway, like Julian Bashir definitely got past lieutenant at some point.
Maybe he died and didn't.
Well, Lieutenant Tom Paris,
Admiral Beverly C. Crusher.
Nog never got past lieutenant.
I feel like Nog should have been a captain. Yeah.
Like, I just would have left the ranks off, quite frankly. Like Lieutenant Junior Grade Wesley R. Crusher. So he did go to Starfleet.
Hoshi Shadow made
Well,
lieutenant commander.
He was in Starfleet dress uniform at
And he did wear a Lieutenant Junior Grade. But
Piper and Troy's
I
wedding.
refuse to believe Lieutenant Commander Data made it past Lieutenant Commander.
well, anyway.
Data would have definitely been a captain at some point.
Data was destroyed.
And then they're throwing the writers in here, like Kirsten Byers on this
Connie
wall.
Newsom.
Connie Newsom's on the wall.
She's an admiral.
Well, that's nice. I don't know. Anyway, so Captain Demora Sulu, like that's now canon. She made it to captain. Anyway, so then we see the Athena going to warp, leaving this space dock wherever they were. The doctor comes to the bridge and meets the captain.
All happy.
Okay,
all right. Here we go. My first thing.
Mm-hmm.
It couldn't take how much Archer never sat in the chair, and I hate how Holly Hunter sits in the chair.
She sits with her legs up there. Like it's a choice. It's definitely a choice.
It's a choice, yeah.
Suits her small
Listen,
stature.
She's 40 years old. She just wants to be comfortable. Leave her alone.
Yeah. I'll leave her alone, but not Adam. He wants you to sit up straight.
Actually, if this is my biggest complaint, it's okay.
Right?
That's a giant chair. I would also curl up in that chair.
Yes.
Yeah.
And read a book.
So she goes off here. The ship goes to warp, and they're heading to Earth, to Starfleet Academy. So on the travel, we get to meet Sam, the holographic character. I think
hello.
Hello.
It's a good character.
She's a standout for me for sure. Like she's a really fun character. I like this idea of another hologram, I guess, but like a really young one as well. And how she's gonna fit into the mix here. She makes friends with Genesis, who's the other character we meet in the command division, an admiral's daughter. We'll find out. So they become friends fast, and they're fun. Anyway, then she's going along with her. They bump into Jaden, and he drops his like binoculars, which are stolen by this guy, another main character we're gonna meet here. He's Darum Remy, the Colonian bitch. He's an aspiring captain. He steals the binoculars. He's bullying Jaden, bullying this 6-foot Klingon.
It's not a great idea. It's not like he knows that Jaden is a calmer Klingon.
No, but then Caleb doesn't like this. He doesn't like bullies, and he intervenes and confronts Darum, Remy, and these two form an instant rivalry with each other. All the cadets are around to look at here. I guess they're going with like I don't know, whatever high school movie you want to insert here. He's like, what do you as a attack dog? Movie. Not a what?
Not another teen movie.
Not another teen movie, yeah. Like
these two, of them.
Yeah, this is the Maverick and Iceman kind of vibe I'm getting here. Like these two rivals are competitive with each other.
That's very accurate.
And only for the fight to be broken up by the doctor, Robert Ricardo, who says, "Get your serotonin levels are too high, or whatever, or your adrenaline's too high.
You're stressed out."
Yeah, get out. He breaks up.
Whatever you're gonna do, stop. I thought that was a really funny scene, actually. How he just sort of interjects into like they're monitoring them at such a like microcosmic level that they can tell when they're about to fight and pull some childish teenage shite.
Talk about a police state, am I right? Huh?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, they're like, oh, okay. Well, you guys are gonna fight. We're gonna stop you from fighting.
Yeah. I'm trying to get back in here. Anyway, so Caleb and Jaden, they form more of a friendship after this, like beyond their initial meeting that they had earlier on, with him standing up for him here. And he says thank you to him. And he's also like, my mother taught me to look at birds. I like birds.
I watch birds.
I watch birds. Good man. So he's a sensitive Klingon.
Sorry, guys. I dropped off for a second. I love the doctor emerging there. And, just... Mm-hmm. I don't know. It wasn't testosterone when he said, but I sense too much testosterone in this hallway. This is
Yeah.
break it up.
Break it all up. Anyway, so then later on, we see that Sam, very starstruck with the doctor, wants to go meet him because he's a photonic like her, and he's a bit of a legend in his own right. So he's running the Starfleet Opera Society, but there are no takers here for the Starfleet Opera Society for some reason. So she kind of goes up and meets him, and they have an interesting conversation. He's like, how long have you existed? She's like, 14 days or whatever.
She said she's programmed to be 17 years, but she's at like 4 months old.
4 months.
Right. 4 months. Okay. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. But she acts like 17 effectively. There is the one part, like he gets uncomfortable when she asks about all his old friends, like Janeway, and he even brings up the Prodigy. She brings up Prodigy and the USS Protostar and all those characters. And he kind of changes the subject very quickly. I feel like we're going to come back to that at some point later on.
Yeah, I also believe that.
I guess the thing with being immortal is you get to watch all your friends die. So I think that's going to be part of it.
Well, they've always said
he's watched people die for 1,000 years.
But he also, not only has he watched these people die, he has such a photorealistic memory. It's like he's living the moment when they died at all given moments in time. So he's legitimately experiencing moments as if he was having them.
Yeah.
He put an aging program in too.
To put organics at ease, but it doesn't really make sense. But I don't even know if we needed the line at all. But
why not?
No, it makes it does make sense. They have to. Yeah, they're not going to de-age him for 5+ seasons. Like
I just would have not even addressed it. Just leave it. Like it doesn't matter.
Well, you know what? I don't think they addressed Data well.
Well, Data, that's true. But a hologram can change their appearance much more easily than an android.
A hologram can change their appearance, but him to do it because, sure, he could be like, I don't really need to change my appearance because I'm a hologram. But he also does it because he recognizes he has organics that he could be treating for years to decades, and if he doesn't change, that can be psychologically scarring to them. So he also ages himself so that it's less psychologically scarring to those that he treats, and that sort of explains his age to a degree,
I suppose. Yeah. Anyway, so that ends that conversation when she brings up the old friends. Caleb then uses the ship's computer on an old frequency to try to call his mom, get in touch with her because that's what's driving him. This will ultimately lead Paul Giamatti to them, but there's no answer from his mother. Like there's been no messages left. He says, "Are you getting my messages?" This is interrupted by Genesis, and they get to know each other. I'm not sure if this is a romance or not. Maybe it is.
I don't believe so. I believe this is more akin to like an Archer and a T'Pol.
I think, given her face when he was flirting in episode 2 with what's her name, the
Betazoid,
Betazoid princess.
I think it'll become a bit of a love triangle.
Yeah, Tarima Sadal. Yeah. Yeah, because she seemed more jealous about it. And he seemed excited by the prospect of them being roommates for a second.
Yes, I think what it is going to seem like a love triangle, and it's going to seem like he wants to approach that relationship, but ultimately she's not going to be about it, and it's going to come.
No, I think she's the one that's about it, and not him.
Really? You believe she's about it?
I saw jealousy. I saw a little bit of disappointment and jealousy in the look that she gave when she saw him and the Beta girl together in episode 2.
But she also seems like she's kind of into the other guy, the Fishman. Remy.
It kind of, I agree. I felt like she read more into the Fishman, and I feel like that's more of she plays too cool cucumber, like too calm and too cool around him to like play into any type of relationship. Like she has more of a reign on him than he does on her. So I think he wants her, but it's going to turn into a big like, oh, actually you're better off as like a friend and like a colleague than as a relationship, and he'll end up chasing whomever else, and the coming episodes.
Yeah. Holly Hunter reading a book in her chair. Then is called. They get an alert here on the bridge that there's something going on, so they go to investigate it. This was kind of partly part of the scene we saw, the previous scene that came out a little while ago. Like
Yeah,
last
this
month.
is the part of the teaser scene. Yeah,
Right. We'll find out that this is a trap set by Paul Giamatti's character, having tracked down the signal that Caleb sent. But at first, they think it's just an anomaly. But then the tachyons come in here. They get attacked by the Paul Giamatti pirate people. We see that Jem'Hadar lady, she heads out downstairs to protect the children, was what her order was here. And the Athena's under attack within a few seconds of this and being disabled by this dark matter like thing, like cancer thing that takes over the ship.
programmable matter, basically.
Programmable matter.
Yeah.
I thought was interesting because it just seemed to cut right through her shields. Like, she called for shields. The shields should be up, but these things seem to cut right through what I would perceive as shields, which is like an invisible electric barrier that protects them from most things. It immediately hits the like surface of their ship and starts coating it in programmable matter.
This darkness, yeah, and they lose all their systems. They're basically dead in the water right from the get here, and
starts integrating into the systems of the Athena and is like taking it over.
Yeah, and then we see this. I guess this was Paul Giamatti's ship. It gets destroyed in this episode, but it's like a big, scary looking green ship thing. And is this where we're gonna get Paul Giamatti on the holo communicator? No, I guess the attack is happening first, right? That the ship's getting attacked. The action of it all. It looked fine.
Yeah.
It looked very explosive. These stuntmen, they threw them across that hallway like nothing else.
Yeah.
Like they were being thrown around quite a bit. Their shield's only 10%. They're very damaged. You know, it's not no casualties as of yet, but it's not a great first day for the Chancellor. And meanwhile, there's all this chaos down on the deck. Like Genesis and Jaden wake up, and Remy here. As they're all, there's this one cadet, the one that ate her comm badge. She was like, "Red alert, red alert!" She's so stunned by the whole affair, and Caleb calms her down.
You don't have to say red alert. That's what the alarm is for.
Yeah, you don't have to say it. Jem'Hadar lady, Tora was. I'll get their names eventually. Lura Talk. Anyway, she's been impaled by like this spike, and they need to get her to medical, but they're gonna have to carry her. So Remy and Caleb have to work together here in this situation. They're pulling her away here with Jaden.
This whole scenario very much shows like the Starfleet-esque teamwork of all these youthful, sort of what's the term I'm looking for here? Whatever. They all have promise. These youthful, promising prospects of Starfleet. They all have that Starfleet grit that allows them to team together and save the life of their commanding master. And speaking of commanding masters,
Yes,
Jody Simpson has joined us.
Yeah, I'm here to defend my honor.
Oh,
Your Honor.
Yes, this whole "I'm a racist to Klingons" thing. How dare you all? All right, I am not. There are
Who's your
so
favorite
many
Klingon?
good ones. Probably Mortok, and then Gowron, probably.
Martok?
Martok. Anyway, you guys are sitting here shitting on me for not liking two characters, even though I did say that I'd probably hate this whole show, but yet I gave nothing but praise with the exception of two characters.
We said that.
And we said that. We never shit on you. We said the highest praise
I
the
heard
show could
Ashley
get.
talking about how I was I'm some sort of I hate every Klingon. That's not true.
Well,
You're
I mean,
constantly complaining about the Klingons.
you
Some
shit
of
on
them.
Klingons a lot.
Some of them.
Do you like B'Elanna Torres?
Yeah, she's okay.
Nope,
You do not. You do not.
absolutely not.
How about Worf? What about Worf?
Anyway, I'm interrupting your very long podcast. I just wanted to come in here and to
I know.
We were-
We're not even into the
No.
second episode yet.
You had no
hold on.
defending. You were the highest praise of the show, if anything.
That's right.
I don't know. I didn't take all that as praise, but anyway, that's fine.
Well, listen, better than what you were talking like on
Anyway,
Monday.
first episode, did like it. Second one I haven't watched yet. So
Okay.
If it's
I'm gonna-
won you
I'm gonna
over to
feel
this
it.
degree, I mean, that's a win. You were the hardest of all to say.
they
like,
haven't started the 90210 yet. So once
Yes,
they
they
start
have.
that, this is gonna
They've started. Oh, they've started.
Okay,
It
well,
gets into
maybe
these-
I haven't seen that yet. So
Yeah.
anyway, I'm
come
gonna
back.
go watch
Come back in
episode
about
Come back.
60
Tell us how
minutes
you
and
feel
we'll
after
still-
episode 2, and then
Yeah,
we'll
watch
talk.
episode
I'm
2
not
and
coming
come back.
back.
We'll still be
Anyway.
online. Of course you will.
Anyway, good luck, guys.
All right.
Bye.
But, okay. Where were we?
Shields down, and we've got
it wouldn't be
we've
the
got
same
another
without-
communication.
Paul Giamatti's here. It was a holo communicator, allowing him to walk around the bridge and really have this scene, that would not be the same over a view screen, but very
He's come to talk
personal.
about his origami chicken.
His origami chicken, Caleb down trying to help Thor.
Caleb's got the cure to all this. He knows that there needs to be a special frequency that will repel all of this programmable matter. He just needs the secret scan code. And that's
Exactly.
his whole plan. But he needs to let Captain, who's too busy having a conversation with Paul Giamatti's, what's his name again?
Oh, the character's name?
Yeah, Noose Baraka.
Noose Baraka.
Moose Baraka. So Noose Baraka here, he's here talking about origami chickens and how he wants to basically cut up the core of the Athena. He wants the warp core. He's going to chop it up into pieces and sell it off and go into the ether. That's his whole plan. While he
His whole thing too is he talked about how they found him because of Caleb's transmission and how he feels it's so dark that not only did she separate him from his mother, but he also put him in one of the uniforms after his mother said, "Don't trust them."
Yeah, that's a sick thing. And I was agreeing with him too. She not only separated the family, she stole the kid and now is putting him in a Starfleet uniform. It's very, I don't know. There's a term for it, but I don't want to say Stockholm syndrome because the kid got away and he ran away for all the years, but she managed to track him down. I don't know. It's weird.
But then I wouldn't even have done that. Like, that was-
I'm bad, and I wouldn't even do that. He's like, so anyway,
Except for that one time with that Starfleet officer, you know what I mean?
So they figure out they have to go get the programmable matter, but they have to go outside, and there's no environmental suits for the cadets that can be used.
Well,
so-
the time it would take for Genesis to get an environmental suit on would take too long. So
No,
for
for the cadets to get into an environmental suit, there had to have also been a teacher with them.
right.
So I
they
think
needed
they're like
clearance.
paired with there's some sort of there has to be someone else with them for the suits to function.
Right.
Someone who's because they have to go through. We learn in Lower Decks that they have to go through a whole testing period and stuff. They have to be certified to use those EV suits.
Because going to space isn't just any walk in the park, except for one cadet named Dareem. Dareem, I think it was Raimi, something like that.
Right. Yeah. We'll eventually learn their names, but come on, it's the first week. Anyway, so someone's got to go out there.
Giamatti away. Old Holly
Yeah,
Hunter,
they have a very
and
interesting scene. I kind of yada well over that part.
She
but-
needs 10 minutes to clear the warp core. Basically 10 minutes. To
And
find
Caleb
time.
calls up with this idea, and the science officer tells her it's dumb, and she's like, "No, I'll listen to the cadet." So go on,
Give him
cadet.
3 minutes. Yeah.
Give him 3 minutes, and he has this whole plan on how they can get the code and get past it all. And she's like, "That's good thinking. I like that."
Well, I mean, she's gonna believe him because he used programmable matter to break into that penal colony. So he knows what he's talking about with programmable matter.
Yeah,
he knows
He
his
does.
shit.
Anyway, so someone's gonna go out there here. Man, I took so many screenshots. This is where they're pulling the blade out. This was like
gory
an hour and
effects
10-minute
scene.
episode, and they released the second episode today too, right? So, and you had Sam in the background going, "That's a lot of blood," and whatever. I can't even cover everything that happens. There's so much that happens.
It's so much.
To cover here.
Literally, they could have added 30 more minutes, and it's a movie.
It's a movie, yeah. You know, the part where Caleb's trying to use the computer, but Sam's like, I can do it much faster, and he can't. You know, he's like, no, you can't. She's like, yes, I can, because she's AI, right? And so
yeah, he's trying to be specific about it, but he tells Sam, he's like, we don't need an automated generation machine. I need to be specific about this, and that's when they like come to the whole conclusion that, oh, maybe if we go outside and get one of these programmable matters, we can read the serial code. That's when this guy's like, hey, I can do that without a suit. I can survive in space because I'm this species of whatever.
Yeah, it was earlier when he says I'm the first Kionian or whatever, right? And because he doesn't look like an alien to look at him, but he just
looks like he's from Yorkshire.
Yeah. He says, I'm a Kionian, bitch. I can do whatever. So he just has to put on some magnetic boots. Otherwise, his species can survive for up to like 8 to 10 minutes.
8 minutes, 8
in
minutes.
space.
Yeah.
Not indefinitely here, but he makes her turn around, Genesis, not to look at him.
And he's all like, so you don't fall in love with me? And she's like, oh, sure, pal, and then turns around. He turns into a silver fish man. I like how they did the transition because they blurred it out, so they didn't really have to show too much detail. But then this screenshot, wow, that looks like bad Photoshop.
It looks CGI, from 2003 CGI. But here looks good.
Looks good at that angle from the distance. There's a lot of things about this episode from the distance that didn't look great. Everything up close looked really good. Anytime they did a distance shot, there would be an audio dub that like the people talking were very far away and you could tell their mouths weren't in sync with, and there would be these weird distance shots that just didn't look that great. So like other than that though, like close-up shots like this looked good. I enjoyed this, He goes out into space to go get the program
frequency, and we see him walking across the hull here. That looked cool.
Cool shot, yeah. This was like that cool shot.
Meanwhile, she's trying to help him, like navigate him through this. They're talking about the scene. They're trying to get him out here. Paul Giamatti's trying to steal the warp core. Meanwhile, in the engineering section, and Holly Hunter's kind of messing around with him and keeping him sort of preoccupied with that.
The irony is they both play sort of a game of chicken, origami chicken, if you will.
Origami chicken. This episode really should have been called Origami Chicken, but it's called Kids These Days. Anyway, Buddy, the Kionian here, he can't be transported out. He's too far away from the airlock. He's not going to be able to get back in time, so this becomes an immediate issue. She tries using her dad's like Admiral command code, but it doesn't work to try to use the system.
Yeah, her voice system doesn't work. It turns into emergency, and she's like, I need help, and that's when the doctor appears. What's the medical emergency?
Right. And she's like, I need a command code. He's like, that's not a medical emergency. And then I'm trying to save Buddy. Oh, you should have left with that. He's gonna die. There was some interesting moments.
Her plan was to basically use the tractor beam to like grab him and pull him into the
ship.
Yeah.
Good plan.
But the panel that they were at wasn't working, so she had to run to his second deck, and he's like, go do it. Meanwhile, she's doing that. They're trying to do a surgery save. Holly Hunter's playing origami chicken with Paul Giamatti, and Caleb's trying to type in frequency codes the whole time.
If I met her, I would ask her, was it hard to run in those boots? But, would you rather have shoes?
Seemed like inch platforms, evenly based. She was probably easy to do.
Yeah. So they get the code. They are. I think also Holly Hunter is faking a warp core breach in order to fool Paul Giamatti.
Part of the chicken.
Yeah, next time I'm bringing like 10 screenshots. There's so many. I was taking so many. We're not on the second episode. Okay, Lyra talk. This is the part where they're doing the surgery. I find apparently a Jemedar's heart is where like our liver is, I guess.
Yeah, give or take.
And so the
I
surgeon
wonder if
yells
he has more than one.
Well, yeah, she's
Klingon.
half Klingon.
So
She's Jem'Hadar and Klingon, right? So it's like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Klingons have like 2 hearts, don't they?
Yeah. But she has white blood like a Jem'Hadar, and she looks more Jem'Hadar. I don't know. And her father was Jem'Hadar, and her mother was Klingon. I think she tells us in episode 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Buddy gets pulled in with the tractor beam. He doesn't die. That's nice. They save him. Jaden has to perform this surgery, and he's able to save Lura Thok here. Very funny stuff. I don't know. It was good. It was good. I enjoyed all this stuff.
Don't kill your cadet master on the first day. Don't kill your cadet master on the first day.
Right. Then she slaps him and she throws him across the room. I was like, how did she do that?
Nothing like a little death to make you feel alive. Don't the Jem'Hadar have super strength?
Not like that. I never saw them hit anyone across the room like that. But
maybe it's the mixture of the Jem'Hadar and the Klingon blood, because the Klingons also have super strength.
Yeah,
exactly.
Maybe it doubles the strength.
Yeah, maybe. And the hologram doesn't like it. Sam doesn't want one.
Yeah, Sam's like, I'm good. You don't have to.
You don't have to thank me. Yeah. Anyway, this is where she tricks
Not that
Paul
she would get hurt. She's a hologram.
Yeah, because we saw remember when Caleb tries to slap the doctor's arm and it goes right through his arm. You know, all that.
Maybe there's a difference between holographic and photonic. Maybe there's more matter to photons.
No, I don't think so. I think it's anyway. So Paul Giamatti, he didn't believe Holly Hunter's fake warp core breach, and then he gets the drop here on Caleb just before they're about to get rid of the Prognoro Manor and get control of the ship again. And they have a little chat here about everything that's happened and the mother, his mother, right?
His mom, yeah.
Yeah, his mom and him break out. They broke out together.
They were in the same facility?
Yes, apparently. They weren't originally assigned to the same facility.
That's not the way I took from that opening scene where she's like, you're going to a jail, but you're going to a rehabilitation colony or something.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And they were going to different ones, but then he said they broke out of this one together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So somebody lied somewhere down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or she got transferred there at some point. I don't know why, but they get into a fight and he
bad and did something bad at the rehabilitation center and was sent to jail.
Yeah.
I guess Paul Giamatti's character. Okay.
This whole fight was very WWE-esque in the way it was edited. It was very quick cut, smashy, camera zoomy to probably hide the fact that, these guys may not have the most in-depth martial art experience or stage fighting.
Well, on the surface, I would imagine that someone young and strong like Caleb would easily beat up Paul Giamatti. But he says, he calls himself a Klingon teller, like a
Klingerite.
Klingerite. I'm a Klingerite.
Yeah. He's half Tellarite, half Klingon, apparently.
Half Klingon.
So maybe he has super strength like the Jem'Hadar lady with the hybrid.
Seems like
genes.
it. Yeah. Seems like it.
He's able to really beat up Caleb pretty good here. Despite being much older than him. Anyway, so the Caleb is able to get the signal off. They're able to get the control of the ship again. Get the programmable matter off, and then we get Becky Lynch to destroy the alien ship. With pleasure, Captain.
With the most she's like, destroy them.
Oh yeah, she blow them away. I was like, that's not very Starfleet of you. You asked them.
She hasn't been Starfleet in 15 years.
She needs to brush her hair a bit.
Today she is.
She's determined to use that chair like the biggest prop of her life.
Yeah,
I'm gonna swing on this thing like a jungle gym. Destroy them.
Destroy them. Well, she does. And so they blow that up. This one had a quip. I can't remember what she said. And anyway, and then Paul Giamatti is pretty pissed off. He lost his big, strong ship. And he's somehow able to get away from Caleb in an escape pod. I still don't know how this escape pod eluded the whole ship afterwards, but let's say it did. and he laughs at Caleb as he escapes, and justice will not be served here.
Yeah, but he's on an escape pod. Why don't they go after him?
Why don't they just go? It's their escape pod.
Yes.
Anyway,
They're a little busy. The ship's just been destroyed. People are injured.
Lots of injuries. Things are broken.
Bye,
Can't
Paul
just-
Giamatti. We'll catch up with you in like episode 5 or something, probably. And then that's sort of the end of the crisis, as it is afterwards. Like the ship is now approaching Earth. Finally, they've made it to, and then we get that whole like, if you're going to San Francisco song
Scott
that kicked in.
McKenzie.
Yeah,
if you're going to San Francisco.
and that was, I thought this was a nice little montage. They're here. We get to Earth, and I really love like the shots of this coming in with the bridge.
They were
and
nice shots. It was
Yeah.
like, this is how this thing parks. Watch it do a sweet U-turn and back up and sit down and then detach its circle into a base. And it's like, okay, this thing's a fucking transformer.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's an interesting idea for like the Starfleet Academy to have this
Yeah.
in this time. You know, and all the cadets are checking it out. We even got one of those half black, half white people.
The
Presidents.
Oreo people. That's the only term I saw. I was like, that's one of the Oreo species. What are they called?
They hardly ever say it in like the original episode. Let that be your last battlefield. But
Good
We got
episode.
Orions. We got Oreos. We got
humans.
uh,
We got
squid people. We've got tapeworm people. There's one dude that's got like
the rock
an
guy. He's the
orange-
thing. He's the thing.
Yeah, there's this one alien, and this is more so in the second episode, but he's green skinned and he's got like an orange goatee that sort of reminds me of Carrot Top, but he's also got the orange flat top from the guy from House Party. And
Wow.
yeah, there's a lot of like aliens in this show to a dizzying effect. And they even at one point, there was from one of the Star Trek Abram films, there was this one alien creature that had like a spiral sort of head effect, and
Yes.
this giant like almost snail-like thing, and it was one of the most impressive effects, and it should have won makeup in academies at that year, but it never did. And it seems like they replicated that in
Mhm.
the coming episodes. Anyhow,
Anyway.
Caleb decides to trust Admiral Commander.
Yes. This final scene here with Caleb and the Admiral, no, not Admiral, Captain, Chancellor, Holly Hunter, whose character I still have named. But anyway, they have a chat about how he's in trouble for using that bad
Malaki.
frequency, but he also saved the ship and everyone's lives. So he's going to get like, I think she talks about her son, that she had a son before the burn and he was killed in the burn. And this guilt, and he goes, "I'm not your son," and she goes, "I know, I'm aware." And like, but they you know, he lost his mom, or misplaced her at least, and she lost a son, so they have sort of this connection. It seems like in
On
that
these
way.
weird bathroom tile benches that have deltas all over them.
Starfleet deltas, like I don't know where. Yeah, but what they love the Starfleet Delta. They try to incorporate it into everything. Everything.
Branding, baby. Branding.
Anyway, but you know, he if he does his like 100 hours of community service and he was like 90 days, he can't leave the campus or something. He'll be square with them, and whatever bad things he did before will be sort of cool. And she'll help him find his mom.
Yeah,
That's
you only
like the
got
pledge
to do
here.
a summer of community service and then roll into fall exams and come into to roll in the fall enrollment class. You'll be here just in time for September. We landed in May. By the time you're done community service, classes will begin in September. Welcome to Starfleet, kid.
Yeah. Welcome to don't screw it up, she says. And here we are. And you know, and that's kind of like the final moment of that first episode. So that is the pilot proper. Does anyone want to give me their ratings now for that particular episode? And I'll just plug them on.
Honestly, for me, I'm just going to say it out loud. 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10 for me. I take points away for the second fight scene, and like honestly, the credit music, intro and exit credit music, not the biggest fan of. That and just a couple other things. So 9 out of 10. I had a lot of fun with this intro episode. I'm liking where this show started, and it's better than I was probably anticipating, given the track record of Kurtzman's Star Trek over the years, and given the lackluster beginning of Discovery. It seems like they've learned from their mistakes with Discovery and have sort of leaned more into the Star Trek of it all. And I think that's where they're going with this series. So I'm looking forward to what they do. So 9.
How about you, Adam? What would you give this pilot?
8.5.
8.5. From Adam. Ashley, what would you give the pilot?
I'm with Chris. 9.
9. Okay. And I also enjoyed it a lot. I think it's one of the stronger Star Trek pilots of this new era. Like, I think Strange New Worlds had a good pilot, and Lower Decks, and like, I don't know if you want to put the animated ones aside. I'd say that Picard and Discovery, I don't think did have that strong of pilots ultimately, and I think it ultimately kind of depends where the season goes. So it might change in retrospect, but. I'm with you. I'll go 9.5 on this. It's pretty good. So let's just park that for now. Let's we're gonna jump into whoops. Sorry about that. Let's jump into episode 2 if we can. I'll try to be quick, everyone. I know we've been here for an hour and a half already, but let's talk about episode 2 beta test now. So episode 2, we starts off with this fall semester cutout.
Just in time, September. You finished your 100 days of community service just in time for fall semester to begin. All school starts in fall semester. All schools start in September.
I can't remember Star Trek ever doing a title like this ever. So this is a first for me. But nothing wrong with that. As we're here at the campus in San Francisco.
What are all those things in the sky? Do we know?
I don't know. What are those things?
I was just thinking
those
this.
Are shuttle docks.
Yeah, these seem like shuttle dock platforms for maybe space and whatnot, which makes sense. If they explore that and explain it, I would really enjoy that. I've played a lot of Arc Raiders, and my brain thinks shredders. If you know, you know. Otherwise, yeah, I want to know more about these floating space docks and how they work.
Well, they seem to be a part of the landscape, so we hope it'll come up. It starts off with Holly Hunter. She's giving more of like, this is the official opening of the semester, I guess, and the official start of the school since post-burn.
Before you get into it, not really two things that bug me. One thing I liked about this is they started with like a solo light and then expanded in from darkness to show the whole this whole like solo light. But go back one scene here. What bugs me about this shot is they could have had Laura Toth take a whole step to her right, and there would be even spacing between the two on her right and the Doctor and Laura Toth on her left side, stage left. Like, that bugged me, this whole scene. There's no reason why they couldn't do that, especially if they had this framing. There's no other framing at any point when it makes their spacing even. This is the shot that spacing would have made sense. So, like, as a filmmaker, this bugged me.
Fair enough. Anyway, the cadets are here. We're seeing more of that diversity. That Ferengi makeup is here with like the extra
intense
texture.
Ferengi maker. What happened to their evolution that brought them to this? I want to know more.
Yeah, we never find out because we had that in Discovery, and I was really interested in the evolution of the Ferengi, and they never got into it.
Yeah, I feel like it's a retcon. I feel like they're just saying the Ferengi always look like this, don't you know? Anyway, but we go to the first class after that. Like, the Doctor is teaching a class on mucus. Exobiology, I guess, is what it's technically.
It's an exobiology class, but it's basically like the exobiology class equivalent of, here's an egg, take care of the egg, or here is a plastic baby. You have to do your baby exam by making sure it stays alive for 90 days or whatever.
Yeah. And you can only fail by getting an F or something. Like you can only fail by dying.
Dying.
He basically, if you get the goo on you and they have to freeze it off, you get a C-. And Sam's like, what happens if you fail? It's like, well, you would have died, so don't do that.
So Caleb got a C-.
Well, it's not actually is.
Yeah. It wasn't his experiment.
Actually,
He
it
made his
was
own
Sam's.
goo on
It was
him, though.
Sam's mucus. So
Yeah, it was Sam's mucus. But there was one character in that scene that reminded me of a character from the Wednesday show with the curly hair and the glasses. I'm like, oh, this is just a prototype of the class-like nerdy guy that's going to end up being somewhat substantial in a later episode.
they even have the delta in the side here.
Oh, wow. Good eye. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, they're that delta. Anyway, so Holly Hunter, she officially opens up. Yeah, we go to this other classroom too, where these two give each other
That's for Astra.
to the Star Struggle.
Or Ad Astra per
Yeah, Buddy there is still mad at Caleb for trying to call his mom and getting that Paul Giamatti attack earlier on, and he says, "How about this guy who's a dick spaceman, blue spaceman, or whatever?"
He's just mad because he can't see his tiny fish dick. Is that what I heard? That's what I heard in that line.
That was the
Anyone
line.
else?
That's what I heard too.
He's just mad because he
Okay.
can't find his tiny fish dick. That's a decent one. Maybe maybe this is like a teacher's uniform. I feel like this is what the teachers are wearing when they're
That's
teaching
what I'm
class.
saying. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that's just the professors that aren't also
Like not like in
crew
on the
ship.
bridge. Yeah, like not.
Yeah, like they're not Athena crew. They're just professors at the academy.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, these two. Anyway, and we keep coming back to Holly Hunter's speech. Like it goes to Holly Hunter's speech. It goes to a class. We also find out about the war college. What is the war college, everyone?
Is it not just what they were in Enterprise? The Sam,
Makos?
not the Sam. The Makos, yeah. I assume this is just Makos. If this doesn't become some
Like-
sort of tie into Makos, I'll be really disappointed.
They brought them back after the burn.
I mean, it
These
would
are
make
Makos.
sense.
Like, is that what you took from it, Adam? Like,
Makos are just Marines.
Yeah,
Right,
these are
but-
the soldiers.
Yeah,
These
these
are
are the
the
war
soldiers.
class. Yeah, right. Like these are the Marine-esque war class. Like
So
these
I
are
didn't.
Makos.
I thought that it meant that Starfleet was much more militaristic and not less exploratory. I mean, that's what the war
well,
college.
they make some reference here. Yeah, that they kept the Federation safe during the burn or something.
Yeah,
and,
because after the burn they couldn't explore, and they
Right.
had to turn to protection because there was all these
Yeah.
like watching Discovery. There's all these pirates everywhere,
Yeah.
and so they had to have like
They
basically
consolidated
bringing the Makos back.
so these are basically a military class.
Yeah, they
Perfect.
consolidated their resources to, sort of protect what they had going on, which was probably a lot of colonies. And yeah, it would make sense that they brought back all the Mako instruction areas and the classes and the things to protect.
But they're
them.
still Starfleet. They're not like a separate thing. They're still part of Starfleet.
They seem like they are, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And where is the War College, we think?
It's on the same
Within-
campus.
Yeah. it would
It's on the
seem
same
like it's
campus?
They
next
share, he said they share it. They share
share
the
it.
campus.
So is this kind of like at the Naval Academy, how you have like Marines and Naval cadets at the same time?
Kinda, yeah.
I would guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's like the Royal Conservatory of Music's right next to the University of Toronto. Like, it's kind of
This-
like
This guy, whoever he is, he's like the equivalent of Holly Hunter for the War College.
Yes.
yeah, he's
He's the director of the War College.
I don't even know if
Yeah.
I like the Federation having something called the War College, but anyway. Maybe
It's
if I-
probably
It's a
something
different
that
time.
it's a different
Well,
time.
I thought they're trying to go back to peace
Well, this is going to be one of the
and idealism.
hurdles. It's the hurdles of becoming peace and idealism is that you need to face the past and the hardships of your past, which are generally war, and how are you going to sort of acknowledge, accept, and potentially integrate those practices of war to ensure that you have peace.
They showed the guy with the red head, by the way.
Yeah, there he is. The old
He looks like he's like the toxic
What is
Avenger.
that makeup?
like, what is that? What is this species other than like some weird like house party carrot top?
Yeah, he looks like he's a strange one.
Is that a regulation haircut? I don't think so.
No, definitely not. How is like this is clearly a rain machine? As they're out here doing like this drill, wearing like this plastic football gear or whatever it is, getting the the drills here from Laura. What's her friggin' name? Laura Talk.
Laura
Talk.
Think TikTok, but Laura Talk.
Laura Talk. TikTok. She makes this woman cry.
The afraid cadet. She's like, you cannot be afraid in my thing. No cadet in my forces shall be fear of death. They shall look death in the eye because death has eyes, and she will not be scared of any cadet within my ranks. And then she's like, I can tell which ones can run, and she runs off.
Yeah.
But you know what? I hope they return to this character in a later episode, and she ends up being like one of the most badass scened characters. She just like comes in like, you know, with a chain gun, just like mowing down multiple assailant pirates or whatever.
I also just this bothered me, the Boothby Memorial Park. Like it's just
That bothered
you?
it's just a little like it's pandering. Don't like it's
this is pandering. This feels like I'm sorry. The James T. DeKirk Memorial and the other one.
Yeah.
But to specifically focus on it and show it to me, like,
well, I was waiting for it. I knew it would be here.
Yeah, you can't have something at the Academy and not mention Boothby.
Well,
yeah. You know what would have been really great if they had a hologram of Boothby, like Mr. Hand, you know, tending the garden.
I think Boothby should have just still been there tending to his roses.
That would have been great.
He's just
later.
That would have been amazing.
They say nothing.
Yeah. It's just like, is that Mr. Boothby attending to his roses? Like, no, but yeah, like this is going to be a continuous theme throughout the whole show. Like the names on the giant wall in the back, the James T. Kirk wing, the Gideon wing, the Boothby Memorial. There's probably going to be a Spock spectrum analysis corner. There's going to be like Balana Torres's backyard funhouse. There's going to be all sorts.
I want to go there.
Every episode.
Balana Torres's backyard funhouse. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I think that you can go a little too far with that stuff. But anyway, the thing's open.
Well, it's you get your choices when it comes to the nostalgia butter. You're going to get a name drop on a wall, or you're going to get an overbearing scene of nostalgia that throws an old actor into a role that you probably like ham-fisted in and don't need. It's gonna be one of these two things that they're gonna try and fill you with nostalgia with, and it's a lot more subtle and easier to just throw a name on a wall as opposed to trying to bring in that actor to re-establish a role that's been dead for eons. So I think this is probably the smarter way to go about it. Doing the like name drops on a wall and be like, oh yeah, I recognize that name. Meanwhile, news people that watch the show be like, I don't know whether to Boothby. Who's a Boothby? What's a Boothby? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, the school is open. We then get the credits sequence, which we didn't get in the first episode. It starts with like a seed being planted and growing into a tree, and then we see what it's also like with them rebuilding Earth, I guess, and rebuilding the Federation is definitely a big theme of it all. You know, putting these structures and buildings in here, everything else. Is Stephen Colbert in this show?
He is.
Yes, he's the voice, the announcements voice.
Students, go back to your classroom, for if this time you don't do it, you're gonna get a C-. Other students, welcome to
Gino. Kapla.
Yeah.
No, that was him.
Yeah, that's all
him.
Stephen Colbert.
I
He
didn't
plays
pick
the
up on
computer
that.
voice.
Okay.
As far as intro goes,
the music sucked. By the way, I don't like this.
Yeah, like I'm not a fan. These are the most like lackluster intros. for Star Trek and outro, like the outro music, the intro music, really weak, really slow paced, not grandiose enough. And I hope in following seasons they hopefully maybe change it up. Maybe they'll take a cue from anime
Still
shows,
better
and
than
maybe
Enterprise.
it's slightly better than
I'll
Enterprise.
I'll take Enterprise.
Slightly better. It's a grade higher than Enterprise, but as far as like show like intros for Star Trek, it is very much on the bottom tier, just above Enterprise.
I would
Every
put
other
this
show
below the theme of Star Trek Picard, and I hate that theme. So, like, this is
yeah.
No, I
If
would
there's
put it above
bottom
Picard.
3, Picard, this one, then Enterprise.
Enterprise. I like Enterprise.
I like
will
the
defend
Enterprise
it.
too.
Yeah, it's been a
Both
long road.
versions.
Given that.
I
It
like
just- it doesn't
the
match
outro
the
of
rest
Enterprise. Like the Archer's theme, which would have been the original theme for
I like
Enterprise,
that too.
that works much better.
Okay, all right, let's move on
anyway.
from that.
All right.
Yeah, let's move on.
Adam can't be worried about music. Okay, we need to talk. Okay, well, this is
I popped for this.
Here's
I was
your
a big
moment for
fan of this
Chris.
moment.
we get a Bricuri, a
The
cadet.
pine cone, a big pine cone.
No, she's rock, or he's. Maybe it's a guy.
It's a Rock Talk character. I forget the
Rock
name
Talk.
of the species, but this is a Star Trek Prodigy reference. Bricuri, yeah. This is a Star Trek Prodigy reference. I popped for it, and then it let me wondering if they're gonna reference Star Trek Prodigy in their new show. Why won't
Why
they give us a new
cancel it?
season for? Yeah, why cancel it? Why not just give us more Star Trek Prodigy, you sons of bitches? Why are you
Yeah,
afraid?
it's like rubbing
You
your face in it.
cowards. Yeah, this is they are rubbing our face in it.
Yeah.
This is worse than the Boothby Rock.
A little
This
bit.
is Rock Talk.
Yeah, welcome to Rock Talk. Okay, anyway. So we see a Bricuri, then Caleb and Jaden and Sam were talking at one point here about their science experiments, and they're all getting roommates. This is when they're all getting like assigned to their rooms. And it's at first we think Genesis might have the same room as Caleb, but she's actually directly across the hall. And instead, Caleb gets put with a buddy there, Rainey. Is that his name?
Raimi.
Raimi. And they're like, "What?
Raimi. Yeah.
Come on!" And like they're so pissed off about it. There's also
like,
this scene,
no, this isn't gonna work. It was pretty funny. Like there was a
funny.
lot of humor in the first 15 minutes of this episode.
What was this scene that? Okay, the doctor goes to see Holly Hunter and Lyra talk
He's
here
not happy with the mucus. He wants more mucus, and she keeps trying to move away from him.
because
yeah,
he just
he doesn't
taught.
want the vanilla mucus. My favorite thing about this scene, though, is that Peanut Hamper is like is annoyed by the doctor. It keeps
Yes.
Annoyed by
moving
everybody because
further away, and you can just tell that it's irritated by the doctor.
Right. Like,
she's like sitting in one spot and then they keep moving and she keeps moving around and Peanut Hamper's
Keeps
like,
moving.
you know what?
they were
The last
irritated.
words like,
That I didn't get it at the time. They were irritated by he was. I thought he smelled. I'm like, how can he smell? He's not. He's a hologram. And
no, he was just being like overbearing, and
he's-
Holly Hunter was
yeah.
trying to move around, and then it like kept making the Peanut Hamper-esque character also move around, and it was really funny visually. But yeah,
Okay. Well, anyway, so
it felt like a lower. It felt like after we get a Prodigy reference, we get a Lower Decks reference.
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Anyway, so they get away from that conversation, and then she's talking with. She even says hello to the robots and everything as she goes by.
Yeah, calls them by name.
Calls them by name. Yeah. Gets to her office, which is where Caleb and Raimi are arguing and going at it, and like she says stand at attention, and Caleb doesn't. He's very slouched. Anyway, but Raimi's
His
a little bit
arms
more.
are so big you could see them through the fabric of the shirt he's wearing. What in
Yeah.
God's name is his routine?
He must just work out all day. Anyway, I don't remember what happens. So then
they
Raimi
don't want to
leaves.
be roommates, but they shut them down, and they're like, "Too bad, you're gonna be roommates. Get over it. You stay behind. You need to get a lesson on. What
And
it
then
means
this
to
is
be
where
more-
Caleb wants to. Then after Raimi leaves, he wants to talk about more about his mother, and he's getting disciplined for grabbing
just-
stuff. holding
He's like
on.
not being disciplined. He's not putting his arms, and he's like, what does he say? Like, nope or yes, and then Laura talks like mouthing to him like command or chancellor.
Yes,
Yes,
cadet
ma'am.
master, or
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, cadet
chancellor.
master.
Like call them by title and everything else. And trying to emphasize all that. Every time I have to cover 2 episodes, I get to this point where I am so friggin' hungry. Which is like all I can think about is dinner right now. Because I burn a lot of calories here just talking about these episodes. Anyway, I'll find my this is like the last couple kilometers of a marathon. Here we go. So then Holly Hunter, after that scene, she goes to see Admiral Vance and the guy who was the head of the War College. And they were gonna go see the War College, but he's like, oh, you should definitely wear shoes at the War College. You don't want to be barefoot. But she doesn't like wearing feet. So she was just giving Caleb a hard time about not being disciplined or formal enough, but she's very informal herself, clearly.
Yeah, she's gonna let these piggies breathe.
Let these piggies breathe. The Admiral seems fine with it. So he's not going to emphasize anything else here. And she's drinking old coffee and everything else. Anyway.
I was waiting for that to be something other than old coffee. I was waiting for them to reveal that it was like some alien spit cup or something.
Yeah, we also find out that she kind of sort of like a strong tongue, like she can handle a lot of different stuff, foods and whatever. Anyway, so they're talking about the Betazoids coming and how to, like, they want the Betazoids to come back to the Federation, and they're talking all about that. And she gets into a disagreement with her counterpart from the War College, and they're having all this debate about what's going to work. And
Yeah, because he
This
doesn't
is
think
about the whole the beta.
Right.
Yeah, just the kids coming.
right, the Betazoids are bringing their youth delegation, so they feel like the best place to host the Betazoids would be here at the school, right? Instead of, like, I guess wherever else, like they could do it.
Yeah.
Remember, Earth just rejoined the Federation at the very
Yes.
end of Discovery, so like it's a lot is in place again here. We then get, is this the stellar cartography class that Jet Reno is teaching? This is the first time we see Jet Reno in this show.
Physics.
Yeah. Tig Notaro, always great. Love her, the character, her teaching the class. She's funny.
She wasn't as funny as she usually is.
No,
was
she
good.
not quite as funny. Yeah, like she was a little bit more serious here, but I don't know. She's every time she talks, she's a little bit funny. Anyway, so Caleb wasn't paying attention. He was looking at stuff and trying to find that planet, and where he's preoccupied with his mother, finding his mother, And so, but Jet Reno wants him to pay attention in class. And he's like, I know more about temporal. Oh, wasn't it a temporal mechanics class? Is that what it was? And he's like, I know everything about temporal mechanics and quantum mechanics that you could ever learn. And so she kind of puts him in his place here, criticizing him on all that. And they literally carry that goo around with them to every class they go to. I guess it's like having the baby. I'm running out of steam, guys. Help me out. Talk as much as you can, please. You being silent is not going to help me here. So, there's stuff happening in the classroom, right, Adam?
Yeah, like they're all arguing with each other, and he's being a bit of a dick. And then she makes him stand up and talk about himself.
Right, and then she's like, "Well, if you're so smart, tell me one thing about this cadet here. Tell me her name.
Tell me her name. He can't.
He can't do it." And everyone's like, thinks it's rough here.
No, but
Adam,
she gives a good. Starfleet's more about partnerships and knowing who and trusting people, and you gotta trust your crewmates. And this is so that was the lecture there.
Right.
Yeah.
Then as they're leaving the class, he gets sprayed with this jar of mucus by Sam, which everyone, so Jet Reno seems to enjoy and others seem to enjoy.
But you know what? You made the Harry Potter reference earlier, and you're right. Absolutely, whoever said that, and was absolutely right. Like these are just like those teachers.
Right. It feels very much like that, like a campus show. So then the holographic medical person shows up to spray him down and freeze it off of him or whatever, which only adds to the humiliation, I suppose, here for Mr. Caleb. So after that, then they're all laughing. He leaves and he's ripping off his jacket and he runs into the hologram here and he's able to he does the Kirk thing where he logic bombs the computer. Why don't you list everything backwards 10 times over? And it just kind of shorts
Every
all
coffee ever made in the Federation or whatever.
Every coffee ever made backwards and
in binary reversed.
In binary reversed. Yeah. And then causes all these glitches within the program. He's then going to scale the walls and leave. He's ready to Star Trek Glee, according to Jeff Mader. He's about to leave, but then he meets this other main character who's introduced for the first time here. This is Tarima Sadal, played by Zoe Steiner, the daughter of the president of Beta Z. And she kind of, I don't know. This is a very, I think I've seen this romance before. He's a little bit rough around the edges. She's like a princess. It's. I know she's the president of the president or whatever, but it's kind of the same. And now,
you know what? You can always lock your bike up to a Star Trek Delta.
You can
go back.
Oh yeah.
What Oh here, yeah.
Oh,
if you want to lock up your.
There you go.
I'm guessing, this was somewhere in Toronto that they shot this, and they just put that Delta on.
It looks like the lakefront somewhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like the lakefront in Toronto.
Yeah. Anyway, so what did you think of their chemistry, if you want to call it that?
This team
they
wasn't
had
bad.
better. Yeah, I feel these two have better chemistry than him and Genesis do.
Oh, you know where that is? That's Ontario Place.
Oh yeah,
that is totally Ontario Place.
Yeah.
No, that's 100% Ontario
Place because there's nothing else happening there.
But how'd they get the Golden Gate Bridge into the Ontario Place?
Well, they built
Rochester. You know what's sad though? You know what's sad, guys? This is before all the foliage was cut down by Doug Ford and his spa that has ruined Ontario Place.
I had to get political.
Sorry, but I mean, hey, that's historical footage right there. You're never gonna see that again.
Yeah,
and that's the wall, the Ford wall that you can't cross over.
Yeah, yeah. Poorly built and short, just like Ford. Anyway, the Betazoids in this episode. The biggest complaint I had with this is that they just didn't have all black eyes. I didn't understand why.
I didn't understand that either. I didn't, because her eyes are clearly just brown.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes them different. That's the only thing. Just throw some contact lenses in there.
And I was like, okay, maybe the thing that she had a dampener on her neck or whatever, because I guess her powers can hurt people. It does not look anything like the Bay. I would assume, sure, the dampener could explain why her eyes don't look all black like most Beta Z eyes. And then I was like, maybe it's sort of a genetic thing over the hundreds of years that they've started to develop more human-like
It's only
eyes.
been a couple hundred years.
Still,
evolution doesn't go that fast.
It's been almost 1,000.
Yeah,
it still doesn't go that
fast.
That's that's like
human
5
evolution.
generations.
We don't know about Betazoid evolution.
Yeah. Either way, it could be potentially 5 generations that would explain the eyes, but I feel like the dampener.
How about we just put black contact lenses in the Betazoid actors, and then we don't even have to have this conversation at all. That would,
you know what? And I agree. I would agree, but for the sake of the conversation, I would say that the dampener on her neck is what gives her the presentation of normal eyes, and if they take the dampener off, that's when she gets the full Beta Z eyes. And I was hoping that would be the case when they show her father and her brother later on, and they reveal that she's the daughter of the the president of Beta Z, but those guys don't have full black eyes either. They just have normal brown
No,
eyes.
they didn't have it either. So like I was like, well, maybe she's half Betazoid. I could okay, but then by the time we
Yeah.
meet the whole and I know you hate the Wesley Crusher pants, Ashley. These pants are worse on these security guys. That they're definitely
One
wearing
guy
thongs.
has an ass and the
Oh,
other
yeah.
guy has no ass.
Yeah, I don't want to wear those. Anyway, so
That's a full bodysuit.
it's a full body suit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
I
he's just-
laughed at this scene though. I laughed.
But they
when
they
the little
jump after
dive-
him or whatever, and that was kind
Yeah.
of funny. Anyway, then the Betazoid delegation shows up. We find out they had a rough time during the burn, and they're they live behind some kind of wall or something, some kind of energy wall, and they've become isolationists. And they're like, let's have this dialogue in front of everybody publicly.
I was
this
a big fan of the fact that the leader of the Betazoid was using ASL, but I was also confused by the fact that the leader of the Betazoid was using ASL. Like,
Well, I was kind of at first I was like, are they trying to say that the Betazoids don't have a spoken language? But obviously not, because we just met the daughter and she obviously was speaking. So
yeah, I think this is just a genetic thing with the father. But again,
Yes.
why is the alien species using American Sign Language?
well, why would
He
there are
probably
some
only does when speaking with like the Federation. Because they speak English or whatever. I don't know.
I mean, yes, that would
Or-
make sense. But it seemed like even when they were talking to the father and daughter, they were all using ASL to talk. Now, again,
Yeah.
this leans into the 1,000 years of lineage thing. What if they're just part of Diana Troy's family species, and at some point there was some like deaf lineage that happened, and he learned ASL, and that's why he knows ASL, and that's why their eyes aren't all black as they should be, because, you know, as Mater says, that's not canon. Need those eyes.
those black eyes.
Black eyes.
Jeff's with me.
And
But we know we can try to explain away anything. I guess,
maybe
but,
maybe they'll explain this
It-
in future episodes, because it seems like this daughter character is going, like these children characters are going to be main characters throughout the show.
yeah.
Or they either just forgot or were like, people aren't going to care about that.
Oh, well,
Except
that's what
here we are. Here we are.
So, if you're gonna go through, like, if you're gonna go through all the effort to put this guy in all this makeup, just get some contact lenses. Come on. Anyway,
They're be all knocking a point off just for that.
oh yeah, you're damn right I am.
You spent a lot
Oh
of time
yeah,
on it.
absolutely.
Yeah, like it's not like we're asking a lot here. Okay. Anyway, so then after, I guess like that they just wanted like a deaf character, right? Like in the episode. So
Which I'm all for, because it leans back to that like TNG episode, and I was super about this. I'm not against any of this. I was very like, this is awesome. I love seeing a deaf representation in any sort of media. I was just curious as to why particularly that form of sign language, because ASL isn't the only form of sign language in the world. There are many forms of sign language. Maybe they could have tried to.
the other thing I didn't really get
embellish
to
or
is
be
like
creative.
I feel like
I
they're trying
think
to.
honestly, you guys are like obsessing over this for nothing.
Oh, I'm not done. The other thing, like, we established that the Betazoids are telepathic, right? But I feel like they're trying to
Yes.
retcon it so that the Betazoids are only empathic.
Well,
It does feel a little bit like that, yeah.
Because why would they need to sign language with their father if they can just speak telepathically with each other?
Again, I agree. It's like, this is an interesting. It's like,
Like-
which makes me believe maybe there's some sort of human lineage within this particular
Well,
family.
was the son outside of the daughter being there? Was the son doing it with the father? Because she has that dampener.
She
So
doesn't.
she may not be able to be telepathic because of the dampener.
Right.
But he's
Right.
very. It's clearly emphasized that he's deaf, because by the end of the episode, he says yes, but he's clearly deaf because of the way he says yes.
Yeah, I mean, likely the actor is deaf and knows ASL, and that's why they used ASL.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. Like it all boils down to the fact that this actor is deaf and had that
Yeah.
language. It's just to do that with the Betazoids, who are known to be telepathic, and like there's certain traits within the Betazoids that kind of were either just not thought of or just kind of glossed over. And
Yeah.
like
Well,
Dave
it's
said,
sometimes my
retconning it as sort of an
complaint.
empathy.
Sometimes my complaint with like the modern Trek is like the group of writers that Kurtzman has. Like they've watched like maybe like the best 20 Star Trek episodes or movies, but they haven't really watched it all. So they just like kind of like it's like sometimes I feel like they don't know what the hell they're writing. But with those kinds of examples, because it's so easy to do it. Anyway, I'm trying to keep it moving, everyone. I know everyone's tired. I know I want to get home. Let's get out of here. So the girl asks for Caleb to be like the guy who shows her around like the academy, and now that Caleb is the cocky guy because he's going to be able to. He's got something the admiral wants, and he wants things, and he tries to eat the apple, but the apple burns his mouth out because it's a bad apple. All that
It's a fire fruit or something.
Fire fruit.
Yeah. He's like, why would you have this? Like, I've lost my taste buds. He's like, okay, smoker lady, jeez. Yeah, he basically tries to like swindle her and being like, no more manual labor duty. I get to choose my teachers, and you have to fire like 5 teachers. And she's like, I'm not going to do any of those things. He's like, okay, just give me unfettered access to the like cartography lab. I just need to look for my mother's
1
planet.
hour. 1 hour.
Yeah,
1 hour a week, right, or something.
No
it's
breaking
1 hour.
Yeah, 1 hour. No secret hackings. I promise. Super pinky swear. She's like, all right, fine. He's like, all right, I'll go be chaperone to the hot girl.
Oh, my favorite part was when he's like, I dismiss myself, and she's like, you can't dismiss yourself. He's like, but I just
like,
did.
I did it
and then he
anyway.
walks the wrong way and the right way and all that. Anyway, later on, he is showing her around the campus, getting this was Stephen Colbert and the Colbert.
I didn't like that.
The Replica Cafe.
Well, why have the machine if you're just going to replicate it?
I don't know.
Well,
You
let's
gotta
start
replicate
with-
the cup. You gotta replicate the cup. You gotta, press the bean in the machine and get that authentic Earth flavor.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
But they still have baristas
Yeah.
in this time, so it's that's fun.
Yeah.
Hey,
You know,
people they want to
Hey,
spend their
but what they
lives
did
barista.
say, complimentary. Like, what the hell? Isn't it always complimentary? You're at school there.
No, well, it's
Yeah.
you have the first one's complimentary. After that, you're paying. What? Who knows? But
It's on your meal
Gideon
ticket.
S. Turner wing. Did that stand out to anybody?
I don't know who Gideon S. Turner
I
is.
looked this up, guys. I could not find it.
The closest thing I found to
also-
anything was there was an episode about Gideon in the original Star Trek series, and
the Mark of Gideon, but like I don't know, it was I don't know. I guess somebody else they made up.
And they spent a little bit of time on it, like
They did. They reference it many
They
times in the
referenced it
dialogue.
multiple times. Yeah.
Like Turner did this and Turner did that. And I'm like, okay, well, fine. But there was all these hundreds of years we didn't see as well, right? Between like basically the 25th century and the 32nd. So there were other Starfleet officers presumably during those years that did stuff too. Anyway, so the romance between Caleb and what the hell is her name? Tarima. Keeps going here. Terima. He eventually takes her she takes him to the stellar cartography because she's trying to find the planet his mother's on, and there's no record of it in the Federation. Every time, but the Betazoids have different star charts, and they're able to look. They have different things, and they're It's explained that there's all this time gap. There were things happening behind that wall the Betazoids have been living behind. Things happening inside their space since then. So they can find Goja 5 as the planet they're looking for. And
It's more like an asteroid than a planet.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a planet.
it looks more like a base or something. Maybe we're looking at it topographically, but anyway, so they're going along. Then they're late for their meeting. They're supposed to be here for the meeting, and they're seen coming in together by both delegations.
Basically, the Betazoids want like final say on who gets to join the Starfleet Federation. If they were to rejoin, they were like, we get final say, and then Vance is like, that's against the entire heart of Starfleet. There's no democracy in that. You can't have that. And it's like, well, think about it. So there's all
We
this
want
back
six.
and
We want
forth.
6 seats on the council, and we want a veto power, and we want, it's a poison
They
pill.
wanted
Yeah.
so many ships within a certain distance of Betazoid.
Yeah.
Well, he asked
Protection.
basically everything that there's no way they can grant that. It was like they were
Yeah.
going way too.
It was
far.
it's a poison pill
Yeah.
request, right? So
Yeah.
then later on, Caleb takes Tarima to see the humpback whales, which was her big thing she wanted to see. So that's why she was at the water apparently earlier.
This whole scene screamed extraordinary attorney woo to me, because there's this one scene where it's like the love interest male shows the love interest female like an image of a blue whale. That one in the show of Extraordinary Attorney Woo was more heartfelt and felt nicer. This one was a little marred by the CGI whale and the scale of the whale and the aquarium that they're looking at. Like, the scale was too small for what it should be. Like, that whale should be 3 times bigger than what they're presenting right now. And because
Yes.
it's so smaller and it's so saturated in color and there's no detail in the skin, that's what makes it look CGI, and this whole scene fell flat for me because of that.
That's not even what I was thinking about. What I was thinking
this
of,
pandering bother you?
no. What bothered me was, why do they get in trouble for
For
being
about
here?
to kiss, yeah.
Whales?
Yeah.
Like they get in, like they're about to kiss here, and then they all come in, they're all mad, and I guess they broke curfew or something, right? Is that what this is about?
They didn't tell them where they're going, where she was going.
Like they're not
Yeah, 'cause
10.
they said we found the president's daughter, so I guess presumably they thought she was missing. And he seems like a super overbearing, protective
Yeah. Okay.
father and president of his planet.
It was a bit glossed over. Like, there wasn't really a lot
it just
of,
felt
why are we
like
not?
a weird, because it wasn't and the admiral's so disappointed in him, and then he tries to apologize to Holly Hunter, and she's mad at him, and not
Except
all
that
that.
he was doing exactly what they asked him to do.
That's why I was confused by it.
I think it was. I think it was meant to be more like you're supposed to be a diplomatic chaperone and not putting your hands down the princess's pants sort of thing.
Well, he hadn't got that far
And-
yet. But
I mean, it could have gotten that far.
anyway, later on, okay, Adam, you know about this one, right? Where the doctor's singing opera, Papagayo,
Oh, we saw him live singing this.
and I believe this is the same woman who he did on the cruise, right? She was
I
married.
think it is as well. Yeah,
She's married to that. She's married to that other opera singer.
Yep.
Guy
This is
from
also a callback to that Star Trek movie. This is the makeup I was talking about earlier. That's
Yeah.
like crazy
Yeah.
hidden makeup that should have won awards, but like on a lesser
You're
scale.
talking about Star Trek Beyond.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Star
that's
Trek
exactly it. What is the
Yeah.
name of the species? Like, hopefully they
She kept the little
Expand upon that.
the thing in her head, like the I don't know what it's called.
Cinnamon roll thing. Well, I know all about this. It's a German opera. Anyone, if you were wondering, it's about Papagayo and Papagaina, and like a husband and wife. I think you have a boy or a girl, or this whole thing. Anyway,
We saw him sing it and her sing that live, so we've seen the
Live.
actual.
so I was like, I know this one. Anyway, there's this reception. They know that the Betazoids aren't going to sign up. Then Tarima shows up in a nice looking outfit.
Yep.
Again, turning some heads, including Caleb's.
But you know what's cool about that pose is like it's like exactly what that age is. You know how they look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tarima. Oh my god, how many fucking screenshots did I take?
apparently
So-
a lot.
I'm just like this, like da 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 da. Get through the screenshots.
Yeah. But again, Tignan Terra was pretty funny. Or Jet Reno. She's.
Oh yeah, that was a great one.
What is wrong with you?
She's like, why don't we put is it at this point the Betazoids and the Federation are having like this friction, and she's like, why don't we put our strongest against their strongest, and we have a fight to the death? It would be
It's a lot
quicker.
simpler this way. A
Yeah.
lot simpler, a lot quicker.
Jet Rito's like,
wrong
what
with
is
you?"
wrong with you?
No, seriously, what's wrong with you?
Anyway, ideally, I would have went through these screenshots again, and I would have edited them down. But I only had time to go through them once, so sorry, guys. And it's been a long day.
Great screenshot. Let's go back to that one for a second.
This one.
That's a great screenshot. Come on.
You should put that in the opening.
Yes. Okay, I'll work on that. The next revision to come our way. Anyway, so this is where.
Wait. She's looking a little jealous here.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
she
Genesis
didn't like this.
She didn't like Caleb going off with Tarima.
No.
So,
see, when I saw this, I didn't see this as jealousy. I saw this more like this idiot's got to get himself into trouble again. Like she's wise enough to recognize that Caleb's a troublemaker, and she seems more interested in keeping him out of trouble. I don't really view them as like romantic in any way.
Well, I think the possibilities there. I don't know if we'll see. I have the sense that Caleb and Tarima are more of a romance than these two. But
yeah, but you know what?
But there's going to be a bit of a love triangle.
That's right.
Yeah. Don't hook quadrangle.
Up with somebody within 6 months, but they're across the hall from each other.
Yeah,
a love square, if you will. Because I'm throwing Buddy into it. Raimi, anyway. So Caleb and Tarima, they go off to have a chat here, and like their romance is kind of like where they're kind of picking up where they left off. Sorry for getting in trouble. He asks her about her inhibitor thing, that she's got stronger. There was that guy in the episode Tin Man, right?
Tin Man.
Was it,
yeah.
That he was a Betazoid with really intense.
Tam. Yeah.
He had really intense Betazoid abilities, right? And
he was born with them instead of developing it slowly through adolescence. So it was much more prominent.
And I guess this device didn't exist in his time, but it does now. Right. So
Tim Elberon.
Yeah, we're covering that one in a little while. Anyway, so eventually this conversation turns sour because she finds out that he wants something from her. Like he has this story about wanting to find his mother, and he gets mad at her in return. And
this conversation made no sense to me because she's like, he reveals something about himself, and then she's all like, is this why you're interested in getting behind the wall? Even though he's shown no interest in getting behind the wall. And like he doesn't care. He wasn't even paying attention to the first thing. He was playing with his zipper. Like he didn't care. He doesn't care. And then she's like, I can't believe you hid this from me and didn't. They've known each other for like 24 hours. Like she needs to calm down.
She's like, why didn't you tell me about your mother right away? He's like, because I've known you for 5 minutes. I was like, like it was like, why wouldn't he?
This is what I was referencing at 47 minutes in.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
This is the scene that took you out, Adam.
Yeah, it bothered me.
It bothered me too because I would like more from her perspective. I understood why his side of it a little bit more because she gets, but anyway, so they're not happy with each other by the end of the chat. They go different ways. Meanwhile, that's
a cool scene though. The circle's broken there. They're both going 2 different ways.
Yeah, the symbolism wasn't lost on me. Meanwhile, back in the Federate, like the reception, Captain Holly Hunter and the Betazoid president, they get into like this debate basically about the Federation and how she let Caleb even join Starfleet. And it's kind of while this opera is happening in the background with the doctor, is kind of, like, no. And the Betazoids this Betazoid president doesn't really want to rejoin the Federation and everything else. But, I don't know, friction. Conflict, blah blah blah. Anyway, the meeting does not go well, and the Betazoids leave. They're pissed off. Then Holly Hunter comes see Caleb without his shirt on, which when he walks in, he has to cover himself up out of embarrassment, apparently.
Because heaven forbid we have those abs on screen for more than 5 seconds.
Exactly, too long. What was this chat about? I don't know. They talked. Holly Hunter and Caleb talked, and then they eventually stopped talking.
He gives her the idea about building the head of Starfleet on Betazoid, but he doesn't say it. He just talks about building, and then she goes, "Oh my God, you're a genius."
Right, because they're trying to figure out
Something about
where to put like the new capital, the Federation, like the council,
Right.
where the Federation.
Yeah.
It used to be in Paris when for a long time on Earth. Although I never really understood why everything had to be on Earth, why other planets couldn't have things.
Because
But
the whole thing had to be Earth centric.
yeah, but maybe it doesn't need to be anymore. So that's part of what it's coming down to. Then Caleb goes to see Tarima here and like wants to kind of apologize for
nothing.
for nothing basically. And they eventually make up and they're happy again. And then this is where like the proposal's made by Holly Hunter. I know she has a character name. I just keep calling her Holly Hunter.
Nala
I think, or something.
Aki or something. Aki?
Yeah, Aki, yeah, something like that. But so the thing is like, what if we let the capital be on Beta Z? What if we let the council be on Beta Z? And they're like, oh, that sounds like a great deal. You may want to check with the Earth delegation, but if they're gonna be cool with that. But like the thing I didn't like about this scene is that the whole idea of a whole planet, a whole civilization rejoining the Federation basically comes down to this guy's decision. Like aren't the Betazoids a democracy? Don't they have?
I love Admiral Vance, but why Admiral Vance? Why wouldn't it be the president?
Like the president of the Federation.
There.
Yeah. Who we know, who was established
she was in Discovery.
Right. Like all the time. Like this would be like this negotiation seems bigger than like a Starfleet Academy symposium.
Although I guess in TNG they used to just always send off Picard to do this.
Sometimes, like it depends, but like this is a big deal bringing Beta Z back in. So they're not just some like new member, but anyway,
they ultimately agree to it. They're like, you know what, building the Federation headquarters on Beta Z, that solves all of our problems. That's a great deal. Let's go with that.
Yeah, and everyone's like, yay! And diplomacy.
The youth stand for it. Let's let the youth stand for it. The youth stands for it, guys. Look, they're standing. They're legitimately standing for it. Look at them stand for it.
The War College guy.
The War College is standing for it.
They're standing. Everyone's clapping. It's a great thing, and that's kind of the end of that. Then Caleb gets the intelligence report because they were able to look at that planet that his mother had been on, but she's already left. She's already gone somewhere else. But it's a lead, for him to follow or them to look into more here. So she's keeping her end of the promise, that she'll help. And then she throws him an apple and it's not a fire fruit. So that's nice. And,
his first real apple.
His first real apple. He likes it. Mikey likes it. We get kind of a final montage here where he sees all his new friends, Jet Reno giving him the eyes.
She's keeping an eye on him.
Keeping an eye on him. I think I want one of those teacher jackets now.
Yeah, they're nice. I like them.
The silver stripe won him over, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Now that I see all three of them like that. Anyway, yeah. And then the final gag of the episode was the Betazoid brother of Tarima, like he's the son of the president. He's now become a Starfleet cadet.
And he's
their third roommate.
Their third roommate. Well, isn't that nice? And they're loving lifting weights, I guess, in their room. This was a little
kind of like a walking bad luck. He's like, I kind of like things fall apart around me, and he breaks an award, and then he asks about his sister. And he's like, oh, my sister's in the war commands. He's like, wait, why?
What?
He's like, I don't know, dude. Don't talk about my sister.
Yeah, I don't talk about my sister with men.
Yeah, which is a good
policy.
policy.
A trinket that she gave me to give you.
Yeah,
here's a bracelet.
Here's a bracelet. But if the war college has to be a little bit further away for this to be a problem, right?
Yeah, it's across the lake. That old trope.
It's across the bay.
Yeah, they gotta swim the dock across the lake to get to the girls' camp.
Okay. Well, there's all that. This scene was not as funny to me as I think it was meant to be, but I did like that.
Yeah.
Raimi helped him make his bed because he's
Yes.
never had him.
It's like,
It's
what are you doing?
heartwarming. Now they're buddies. They're making their bed together.
Yeah,
I think this
right?
I think this conflict should go on a little longer before they're making.
This is going to be
this.
Star Trek's heated rivalry.
Yeah. It lasted 2 episodes. So, okay, I did it. I'm through the screenshots, everyone.
Only took us 2.5 hours.
Oh my god. Okay, Adam, what do you think about the fun facts?
Okay, I've got a few. I don't know how deep you want me to go, but I'll go
Deep.
Did you guys notice that there was benches in the turbo lifts?
Well, I guess
Yeah.
when the doctor was in there, right? With
Yep.
them and like
So
like
now we
her-
have
Yeah.
benches in the turbo lifts. This is going to be fun. As you remember that scene where the doctor, Thok, and the captain were in the yeah, that was the turbo lift. Where it wasn't that
Yeah.
a turbo lift where they were doing that little conference?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the
Kind
turbo
of,
lift.
yeah.
The exocomp says, "Okay, bye," in a very similar voice to Peanut Hamper, which is obviously a throwback to. Oh my God, help me out here, guys.
Star
Lower
Trek
Decks.
Lower Decks.
Thank you very much. The 3 Academy floating .23 robots are Carl Stanley and Miranda. I haven't figured out who they are yet, but it's got to be something.
I
Carl
love them.
Sagan, Stanley Tucci.
Who knows? While not as eclectic a collection as Pelia on Strange New Worlds, the long-lived Chancellor, we got to get her name right, Aki, has many relics from her century's life. She is also a Lanthanite, or half Lanthanite.
She's half Lathanite, like Carol Kane's character, who's a full Lathanite, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah, aggressive, relaxing 155 said, did she say she's a Lanthanite like Carol Kane's character? I hope she's still alive. I
Yeah.
want Pelia and Jet Reno together.
She's half Lanthanite.
maybe she's maybe she's Carol Kane's daughter, for all we know.
Could be. Tina Terror reprises her role as Jet Reno, as we know. The best line there being, "Yeah, you're a genius. You're a genius who owns all the suffering."
Yeah, I like that line. Yeah, I like that. You own
I
all
think
the
that
stuff.
the great thing about her is that she just has no time for the drama. She's
Yeah.
she'd be great. Stephen Corbet is the voice of the. We talked about that.
Colbert.
Corbett, thank you. The War College is led by Commander Kelrek, another stellar reoccurring character we'll be seeing more of in the series. Everything works in this show, and Kelrek is just another example of it and things to come. So there's a hint that we'll be seeing more of the War College kids, Dave.
I need more information. I need to know where it is, what they're learning there, and what they do when they graduate. Exactly.
Well, I bet you they're going to be like the muscle on these away missions.
Maybe you're right. Maybe so. Like we don't have security forces anymore, or like it's in addition to this. And
I just need them to be connected to the Makos in some
Well,
manner.
that could be it. I mean,
Could
it could be very much it. Tarima has a gem on her tooth represented the sacred eye of Naxia, ritually bestowed upon the first daughter of the first house when she reaches Moonflow and becomes the guardian of the holy hauntal of Beta Z.
so this is like the guardian of the sacred chalice of Reese, daughter of the fifth house, but it's the
Exactly.
first house instead.
It's the first house. Yeah, it's even more, and it's probably her thing she's guarding is in a moldy old cup.
Beta Zeds have naked weddings. That sounds awkward for everybody.
Yes.
Except for him.
He
He
did
wouldn't have any
awkward.
awkward.
I think he'd be well. He doesn't want people seeing his abs, so
That's true. Tarima's announcement that one of the humpbacks is pregnant is a throwback again to Spock's declaration that Gracie's pregnant in Star Trek 4.
Mhm.
On the wall, where we saw a lot of names, we stopped at them. There was a couple more that you might be interested in. Captain Devana Tendi is there.
Hey,
Spoilers.
Captain.
Dr. Gillian Taylor.
well, that's from Star Trek 4,
Yeah.
but she wasn't in Starfleet.
Yeah, but you never knew. We don't know what happened to her.
She must have joined. I mean, she did go off to be on a science vessel.
That's right.
Hmm.
See you around the galaxy sometime. Never saw her again.
Never saw her again. But it's still now. It's like the only reference to her ever since.
Chris, Gersha Phillips' costume in this episode. Right down. Oh, no. Pardon me. That was not what I want to talk about. I lost it here. Give me a second. Talking about the hermit crab girl. But yeah, and that was definitely same species that was in Beyond.
Yeah, but it was
See,
definitely that singer we saw on the cruise last year.
Yeah.
What I would like to see out of the show is you're introducing these new species, expand upon them, give them names, anything, a little bit of lore, something. Don't just put them as background characters we keep seeing.
I think that they either the budget will be too big to continue with them, and they just did it so we saw them once, or we'll see them again. I mean, there was a lot in these episodes.
There's a lot going on. Like even in this episode, like of these new characters, we have like 3 new species. We have we got the Sam, right? This Kaskian photonic species. We got the Keonians under Remy.
Yeah,
and then
Remy's
the species
fisherman.
and Genesis's species, this Darsha.
Yeah.
Group, right?
So like that, and then there's like several background, like just give us some explanations. Have episodes where we like visit these planets. Like there's Starfleet cadets that they need to learn about new species. Like do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about the Athena. Jonathan Frakes explained why they did this ship. I guess they did some testing, but fans didn't want a static school setting. And then Trek needs a ship to feel like Trek. That was what he said. And I think we all agree with that point. So they made the Mobile Starship Academy.
Yeah, like they could have done like a Deep Space Nine model where they have like just a really small, like Defiant kind of ship that can be like, you know, leave the campus. But like this works too, I guess. It just there's no reason they can't do this.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. And it is new. It's something new that we haven't seen before, so that's always cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we'll leave it there.
Okay, well, thank you, Adam. Appreciate the fun facts. So we already rated the first episode. Just want to quickly put down our score here for the second one. Now, the IMDb scores are not high for either of these 2 episodes so far. It's only day 1, but it's 6.4 for the first episode and a 6 for episode 2. So I'll go first.
Apparently
This
they're
episode
getting fresh ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. So
they're certified fresh. Well, then that's all we need to know. But this one was not as strong for me, although I did enjoy it. It was like an 8. I'll just go 8.1. It was good.
Wow, the rating actually is a 4.8 now.
Oh,
Wow.
just since I did that.
I don't know.
since you started the episode.
Oh, I just checked it like 5 minutes ago. So,
Well, maybe that's, I don't know.
well, Ashley, what was your score for the episode 2?
I'll go 8.5.
8.5. And Chris
It's gonna get an 8 for me.
and Adam.
8, solid 8.
A solid 8.
You're right, Dave. Sorry, I don't know where they got that. The overall page is a 4.8, but the 2 together are
Oh,
separate.
they're probably rating episodes that haven't even come out yet.
Yeah.
So I feel like the hate squad is out, and I don't think this deserves the hate. I got my nitpicks, I got my complaints, but there's nothing major here.
Detachable nacelles, Dave.
But they kind of attach. They attach when they go to warp drive, I guess.
Not really.
No, they don't.
I was the first episode. I'm literally watching that. I'm going, how attached are these things? How not attached are these things? And I'm like, well, it's pretty close.
You know what?
Yeah.
And also, when they leave, like when they jump into warp, they leave like this, like residue or whatever in space, like behind it.
I'll explain to you. I just part of what I like to do is like play with the ships like toys, right? Like, ooh, like it's a toy little ship. But if these nacelles were not attached, it would be dumb. You see my point? I know you do. Thank you. All right. And with that said, it's all about the toys. Looking ahead to episode 3, it is called Vitus Reflux. We'll be talking about that next week. So check that out. And here on the channel, we are moving our Star Trek The Next Generation reviews to Mondays because we've wrapped up our coverage of For All Mankind. So Mondays have become free. So we are now moving over to The Next Generation on Mondays, while we're doing Academy here on Thursdays. So we'll be on Monday for Sins of the Father, a episode with Worf and Kern. Set all the way back.
The great Tony Todd.
The great Tony Todd. He is a legend. And with that said, I feel like we can finally call it a night, everyone. It's only been like 3 hours. So,
Just barely.
you know, we talked about a lot. We said a lot, and it's been great. So I think we've said it all. Monday just became appointment viewing. Thank you, Stargazer Fish. All right. Well, thanks to everyone in the live comments tonight. Thanks for being with us. If you are at this point, we really appreciate it. Thanks to the entire panel. Jaemeel. I have to go to that call. Come on. Okay. Jameel's
no eating tonight, Dave.
Huh?
No
food.
Tonight.
No sleep. No food for Dave. Okay. And with that, we'll leave you with this quote for the episode. Thanks, everyone, and you have a great night.
In high-pressure situations, positive reinforcement is crucial to one's success. So, Jaden, I need you to know you're doing a great job. Okay.
I am going to bleed to death. I require significantly less cheerfulness in my final moments.
I hear you.
Beam up some Star Trek content with Live Long and Podcast. A roundtable movie discussion with Hey, did you see this one? And take a peek into the darkness with Heard Noise. Must Investigate with Michael Chan. Watch us duke it out on trivial debates. And let's chat about TV with the Super Mater Brothers. It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.